Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello, and welcome in, everybody. Happy, what do we got, Thursday. They say Thursday's the new Friday. I'm ready to get going here on a Thursday in which we got to talk Tigers. I want to talk a little Lions. Let's work some Pistons in because they've got game 2 of round 2 tonight against the Cavaliers. Let's start with the Tigers here today because, boy, oh boy, I think I came to the realization last night, Kyle. I'll bring you in early today. I came to the realization last night after, a day full of news. We're talking Framber Valdez all day. We find out he gets suspended 6 games. And he gets reduced to 5 games. For some reason, A.J. Hinch gets suspended too. I really don't understand that one. And the Tigers get shut out, score 0 runs, and get swept by the Boston Red Sox. And at some point throughout the game, I had the realization, this team is not very good right now. Not just like this stint they're in, not that they're not playing good. This roster, for what it is right now, with 14 players on the IL, this is just not a good team. Straight up, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And then I see this article during the game on ESPN.com, updated win totals, projections. And the Tigers were listed at 85.5. That was their new win total projection. I thought to myself, this team is not winning 85 games. Now, if they get healthy and they get Mize and Melton and Verlander back and eventually Skubal back, okay, maybe they can sneak 85 games in. But this team, for what it is right now, is not an 85-win ball club. This is hardly even a 500 team. I mean, they're below 500 right now, and it's not like they've been dealing with injuries since day one. Now that they are banged up, I'm sorry, I just don't think this is a playoff team as of right now. And guess what? The odds reflect that, which is not a power rankings based on how this season has went. This is basically a bet that you're making on who's going to make the playoffs. Guess who the favorite is to win the AL Central? It is not the Detroit Tigers. It is the Cleveland Guardians. That is not a, power rankings thing. This is a season-long projection. Vegas thinks Cleveland is going to win this division. And honestly, I have a hard time disagreeing. For the first time, I'm feeling like I don't know if this team's going to be playing postseason baseball, which is such a gut punch because the number one reason why is injuries. And it's also such a gut punch because this front office went all in this season to make sure that they weren't just a playoff team, but got over the hump and were a World Series type of team, which we all thought they were when they were fully healthy. Unfortunately, they're not going to be fully healthy for the majority of this season.
I hate Cleveland, man. Like that's just my first. That was just my first thought of like, you brought up Cleveland. I was just like, man. I should have a sounder on the board that is something about.
Don't we have an Ohio one?
Cleveland. I think I took it off, but yeah, I know the one you're talking about. It's just you're just realizing now that this team is not very good. Like last night was like the clicker
I was in
to you.
denial for a while, and then last night it's like, yeah, we're just for sure not going to score a run today, fellas. We've got 21 errors now. That is the 6th most in baseball. Only 5 teams have more. It was just a bad night in general, and I came to the realization. Maybe it's been true for a while now. I just hadn't realized it. I'd closed my eyes to some of the problems. Oh, they'll get healthy eventually. I don't know, man. It does not feel like a playoff team the way they're playing right now. Which is funny because Riley Green has been so damn good this year. Kevin McGonigal could totally win AL Rookie of the Year. And even though there's small victory laps, as a team, they're failing to meet expectations.
The worst part about this series specifically, and this is what we're going to get a lot of going forward because we don't know about the when guys are going to return from injury right now. Now we know that they're not super long term, but like in this series against Boston, you had 2 scheduled losses. I mean, game 1, you have Kevin McGonigal rest day. Tarek Skubal hits the IL, and it's like, okay, bullpen day with Ty Madden making his debut is going to get a bulk innings. And yet you probably should have won the game because Ty Madden gave you a good outing. Yesterday, we have Framber Valdez get destroyed in game 2, wipes out our bullpen. Our manager is suspended. We don't even have our manager for this game in game 3. And Jack Flaherty's on the mound with a depleted bullpen. That's a scheduled loss. And yet Jack Flaherty gave him like a solid outing. Like I'm pleased with that type of outing from Jack Flaherty. I will take that every single time. 5 innings, 10 Ks. Gave up 2 runs. 2 runs, that's it in 5 innings for Jack Flaherty?
It's fine.
Give me that every time. And yet the Tigers score 0 runs. Like you had 2 scheduled losses where the pitchers actually that did pitch did their part. And yet the defense, George Lombard, who was the interim manager yesterday, stepping in for A.J. Hinch. Guys who do that, they always kind of got to make their name for themselves when they go into the presser. So he said in the presser, like, yeah, our defense was terrible. Like, our defense did no favors for Jack Flaherty, who had a pretty good outing. Neither did the offense, man. 0 runs.
You can't win a game with 0 runs.
It's just, and like, I know we got in a big, scuffle yesterday about how we feel about Boston, but nonetheless, Boston's been a bad team this year. Like, now they are on the same tier as the Tigers. They're legit a half game out or 1.5 games out from it being as bad as them. But like, to get swept by that team, man, in the state that they're in right now, I get they're on a winning streak. Who cares? Like,
they're on a winning streak because they played the depleted Tigers. This isn't the gritty Tigers. This is the depleted, injured, streaky Tigers.
Yeah.
It was the 4th time yesterday that they had been shut out this season, by the way. And it's not like their offense has been all that terrible. I think they're 13th. They're like middle of the pack right now in terms of total runs. Yet they've been shut out 4 times this season.
Right.
I saw it was them and San Francisco are the only teams in Major League Baseball with multiple stretches of scoreless 9 innings. The Tigers have had 10 different stretches of 9 scoreless innings, while the Giants have had 11. Shout out to Tigers Data on Twitter. They've always got crazy stats like that. I don't really know how you find that, but they've had 10 different stretches of 9 innings in which they have not scored. So that can span across 4 games or multiple games.
This season.
That's
crazy.
Yet they're middle of the pack in total runs.
They've had some big series, obviously, like that series in Cincinnati it really helped get all of their numbers up. Now, unfortunately, the stat of them being really good at home is they're still 12-6 at home, but they were 12-3 going into this series, and so that's going to be a little bit deplenished. But I think there is a double-edged sword with viewing like your outlook of this Tigers team, because on the one hand, I agree with you in saying like, man, look at their record right now, and the injuries have really just started to hit them in the last 2 weeks. And they are 2 games below 500, no longer in first place, and no longer the favorite to be first place in a terrible division. And we don't know when guys are coming back. That's the one part that is the most concerning is like, yeah, sure, none of these guys are out for the year, but when is Casey Mize coming back? When is Justin Verlander coming back? Tarek Skubal's just like we just kind of threw out 2 to 3 months because that's the history of guys.
Who knows?
No one on the Tigers has said how long this is going to take. He just had surgery yesterday, I believe. So, like,
we're supposed to get a better timeline after the surgery.
We will. When is Gleyber Torres going to come back? When is Javi Baez going to come? Like, we don't really know. The good news is, though, the way that you could flip that and say, none of these guys are out for the year. Besides Reese Olson, who we knew before the season even started was going to miss the entire year, nobody's out for the entire season. So you can cross your fingers and be like, hey, post-trade deadline, August hits. If no other major injuries happen, which, of course, why would you believe that? This team could be fully healthy and go on a run late in the season. But this next stretch of from May to June, from May to July, it's going to be pitiful.
If they can get to July 500, I'd be pleasantly happy.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be surprised. I'd be kind of shocked. I'd be happy. I think that passes every check mark. What do you think they are to make the playoffs? Because they've always had minus odds to be in the postseason, and they don't right now.
I mean, it's probably still not that far off. I would say probably like a plus 140, plus 150.
Plus 128.
Yeah.
So right now, Vegas is saying more likely that they miss the playoffs than they make it. And you're right. it's not like any of the injuries have been season-ending for now. Knock on wood. And the only guy we know when they're coming back is Troy Melton, and that's going to be at the end of the month. The question is, are they going to dig themselves too deep of a hole to climb out of by the time they are healthy and can get hot? Because I can guarantee you at some point this season, when hopefully they are 90% healthy, they'll get hot and make a run. It's what they do in the second half of the year. Last year they did it in the first half of the second half until they fell apart. They're going to get hot at some point, but is it going to be one of those situations where, hey, man, you got hot, but the first half of the year was so bad, it's not going to matter. You're still going to come up short here. That's kind of how I feel like this season is going right now.
Yeah, if they played in the American League East, I would 100% feel that way. Luckily, similar to last season, the only way they are likely going to get into the play, which they did sneak in as a wild card last year, so that's wrong. But just how this division has gone the last couple of years, the only way they're probably going to get in is via winning the division, and the division's still bad. Cleveland, man.
Plus 210, the Tigers are to win the division.
They were just supposed to be bad. They were just supposed to be bad, man, and they're always this.
They've
cheap
got good
organization,
players.
Man.
Got good players.
Tigers actually spent money. Cleveland did the opposite. Look where we're at.
Do you see the stat that it's over $100 million of their payroll is on IL right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically
the exact number for
it's
you.
Everybody they've paid, right? Torres, Baez, Verlander, Skubal. It's none of their guys that have come up through the minors.
$110 million is just on the IL.
That's crazy.
So it's not just the fact that they have 14 players on the IL. It's the fact that they're all highly paid players that are supposed to come here and contribute.
It's all the guys that they've paid, really. It's there is not many other guys that are on the team that have been paid that are injured. And the worst part right now is I always like to look at the ESPN schedule, just to see the outline of the starters going forward and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just blanks everywhere for the Tigers. It's you got Kiner Montero tomorrow, blank Saturday, blank Sunday. Oh, there's Jack Flaherty.
It's pitching by chaos, and they have a bad bullpen.
Just who's going to, Framber Valdez, their one guy who we thought is the only good guy left in the starting rotation, is suspended for his next start.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
Were you surprised when that suspension came through?
I was super surprised by the Hinch part of it.
That part makes no sense.
The Framber Valdez part was expected. He was, and people, I saw people were like, "Oh, 6 games? What? That's crazy." They're just suspending him for his next start. That's kind of the way they have to do it, or else the Tigers could weasel their way around it.
Yeah, but now he's just not allowed to be in the bullpen. Is that how that works? Or the dugout?
I would assume so. Yeah,
Weird.
Which I guess is kind of tough, but it's just suspending him for his next start, so I understand that.
Does that mean he's not going on the road? Probably means he's not going to Kansas City.
Probably not, but he's probably going to New York.
Yeah.
Which I guess they probably come back anyways. Yeah, that part did not surprise me at all. I think that was pretty expected, especially because we talked about yesterday, this stuff doesn't really happen much anymore in Major League Baseball, so when it does, the league kind of has to take action. Hinch getting suspended, I don't, I get why the league wants to send a message to all managers, but
Hinch said all the right stuff after the game.
Hinch said, he publicly was Framber Valdez is majorly in the wrong here. I'm upset at Framber Valdez for doing that.
And then he got suspended. I don't understand that part of it at all. What are we doing suspending Hinch for?
I don't understand. If he would have came out and defended Framber Valdez, sure, you can suspend him a game. Why not? But he did the opposite. I don't know.
I thought Framber Valdez got ejected, and that should have been enough. If you want to fine him, go ahead. But I don't know, man. I don't like the suspension. This happens 10 years ago. Nobody bats an eye,
This also happens. This also happens 10 times a year. 10 years ago. Yeah.
989-837-6125. Do you believe that the Tigers are a playoff team as it stands right now? I say no. Vegas says no. But if you believe they got some second half magic in them, okay, maybe you can start to convince yourself. There's no season-long injuries that are going to keep players out the entire year. But man, they are depleted right now. $110 million of payroll is on the IL. It's not good. And right now, I came to the realization last night, I guess, I don't think this is a playoff team as it stands right now. And this is really the first time I've had to have those thoughts. Even with all the injuries, it's never crossed my mind until last 48 hours. Uh-oh. This team could be in some serious trouble. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Don't go anywhere. The 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. We know we talk about the game plans all the time on this show, the execution. That's how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The... Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Nine 837-612-5. Do you believe that this is a playoff team? The Detroit Tigers. Because right now it feels like the answer is, in fact, no. They're no longer in first place in the AL Central. They're no longer favorites to win the AL Central. I think the number one thing they have going for them is the fact that they do play in the worst division in American sports. Probably worse than the
American
NFC South.
Sports.
NFC South.
The NFC
they've
South,
had it for a long time, but the AL Central,
It is funny.
They're knocking on the door.
The AL Central's had it in baseball. They've been the worst division I know they had 3 teams in the playoffs, 2 years ago when the Gritty Tigers made it?
They had two teams last year.
Yeah, but the division still sucks, though.
I know. That's the weirdest part. Well, they had 3 teams last year, didn't they?
No, just 2. They had 3 last year. They had 3 the year before that, yeah.
It's almost like all the owners have collectively gotten together and been like, here's the thing. Let's just shake hands, gentleman's agreement.
Let's all be so cheap.
Let's all be cheap. And one of us will be in the playoffs every year.
That is probably why it has the stigma. I mean, before the Tigers spent this offseason, and even the year before, look at the other teams, man. They're all bottom 8 teams in spending. It's unbelievable.
We got a text from Jack that says, the AL Central is the Steve Yzerman of baseball divisions. I don't even know what that means, but sure.
But I'm on board.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Just bad moves, I guess.
Brian says, worst division in baseball, only positive thing going for the Tigers right now. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, could a sub 500 team win this division?
Oh, when was the last time a sub 500 team snuck into the playoffs in baseball?
It's had to have been quite some time.
I know, but...
Are you searching it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, while you search it, I will say one of our YouTube chats here. Nick in the YouTube chat, he's going super pessimistic here. He says, unfortunately, unless this team has a real chance of winning a World Series, Skubal isn't coming back. With the situation they currently find themselves in, they'll be lucky to win 60 games. We think this is a 100-loss team. 60 games.
I'll say this, Kyle. Right now, this team is closer to a 60-win team than a 100-win team.
I mean, they're below 500, so I guess the math would favor that, right?
Yeah. And I also think they're going to get better as they, return guys from injury. Ideally, you're returning 3 pitchers by the end of the month, and 4 if you want to include Valdez into that. But that doesn't fix a lot of the other problems that have occurred on this team so far. The back end of the bullpen, or I guess not even the back end, but the middle guys in the bullpen. That doesn't fix that unless Melton's able to go there, but you're going to need Melton to be in the starting rotation. It's so weird that back-to-back seasons, Melton has just overnight become one of the most important players on the team. When he wasn't even on the team a year ago today, she's like, yeah, this guy's ultra important to be healthy.
Yeah, I feel like you and I are Troy Melton fan club founders 1 and 2. I don't think anyone likes Troy Melton more than us. We've talked about that guy so much over the last year.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of casual Tigers fans that are like, Troy Melton, is that the guy that came from the bullpen? Yes, he's the secret sauce. He's the key to everything. By the way, last time a team below 500 made the playoffs, 1994, the Texas Rangers.
It's been that long.
And that was a lockout season.
I was just about to say that. I believe that was the lockout year. Yeah,
they went 52-62.
So
that year.
Really doesn't even count. I mean, it does count, but
1981, Kansas City made the playoffs with a 50-53 record after winning the second half title in their division during a strike-interrupted season.
So when's the last time in a 162 game season it's happened? If ever.
I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah, I mean,
in full 162 season,
happen.
No team has ever finished below 500 and made the playoffs. Those several teams have been below 500 at points before rallying.
Right. It won't happen just because a team does, you're going to get above 500, if you're to win a division. It just is going to happen. But
if there's a division in which if there's a time, it doesn't happen.
It's the one that, we're a month into the season over, and they still don't have any teams above 500. So they're certainly on pace for it right now.
With Skubal, Peter says, with Skubal on the IL, now you know how bad they're going to be next year with him gone. Well, luckily, they'll have Job, who...
And Reese Olson.
Fingers crossed about Jackson Job being an ace, but that's really all that is at this point. Hope. Former top 5 prospects type of guy.
I don't think it's all hope. I think he has definitely shown the flashes of it. When he has pitched, I thought he was off to a pretty solid start last year of okay, yeah, this guy is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, the numbers don't really reflect sometimes he'd have a pitch that felt like it had 20 inches of movement. It's whoa. The numbers don't really
It was
reflect
the
how
flashes,
good he was.
yeah, but also look at any star pitcher in baseball right now and then look at their first year numbers and just don't look at Paul Skeens.
Yeah, that's the anomaly.
None of them are very good, yeah.
989-837-6125. So where do you stand on this? If I gave you a plus 128 bet, which is what they're listed right now, would you actually take them to make the playoffs? Because I'd be pretty hesitant to do it.
I think I blindly would, just because of the point that we brought up before. None of these injuries are 100% season ending. Now, it sucks that the one that is the most significant, at least that we are expecting it to be, is Tarek Skubal, their best player, the guy who they are extremely good with and they are extremely mediocre without. And so, obviously, that's really unfortunate. But I just have to look at the rosters of both teams. The Tigers still do have the best roster at full strength in the division, and it's particularly not close. But they're not fully healthy. Yeah, like their IL team might be better than the Minnesota Twins. You know, like that's the odd part about it.
That actually might be true.
Their IL starting rotation is the best in the division still.
Yeah, you'd go Skubal,
Mize, Verlander, Job, Reese Olson.
That sounds like a playoff team.
That might be one of the best rotations in the American League. It's absolutely the best in the division. Like it's just crazy to think about, you know. So I would still say yes, but I'm definitely not like it's not a bet that I'd be super hard pressed to put a lot on because it doesn't look that way right now. I still think Kansas City is the team that I would be like they are going to figure it out before anybody else does. That's the team that I think would be okay. Yeah, they got up to a really slow start. They've started to get some wins here. That's the team I would place to win the division, not Cleveland. And it just so happens that the Tigers are in Kansas City this weekend.
989-837-6125. Show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
(989-837-6125). All right, Kyle, let's send it to you for the news.
The Mits Morning Catch.
Okay, let's hop right into the news, Ben. We've been discussing all these Tigers injuries. Just to confirm with everybody by looking at the Covenant Healthcare injury report, Gleyber Torres was added to the injured list yesterday, with Jace Young making his return back to the Major League roster. So Gleyber Torres is added to Javi Baez, Parker Meadows as the bats on the injured list. Is there anybody else I'm missing there? Parker, Javi, Gleyber?
I think that's
it, because McKinstry's back.
It feels like there's more, but it's mostly just the pitching staff.
Yeah, Tigers day off today. They'll start that 3-game series with the Royals tomorrow. Much needed day off. Hopefully they can...
And they have 4? They have 5 days off?
Can they get a month off? Yeah, that's what they really need. Okay, last night, NBA basketball, the in-betweener days for the Pistons. Get to just enjoy some hoops. The Knicks survive the 76ers with no Embiid. They take a 2-0 lead. Man, Philly was in this for the longest time. This is a pretty good game.
Great game.
Came down to the wire. The Knicks ended up closing it out, though, to go up 2-0. Is this going to be a sweep?
I mean, going back to Philly, I don't think so. And if Embiid didn't play, I think he's going to play eventually, right? They're just trying to rest him up. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. Although I will say, with it being a back-and-forth game, and then in the last 5 minutes, the Knicks basically shut the water off for Philly. They felt super rushed. They weren't getting good looks off. Their entire offense changed. They weren't in the rhythm at all. That part was alarming if you're a Sixers fan, because you were right there, and it might be a big enough gut punch to where, like, hey, we just pulled the rug out from under you. Thought you were going to win one here in New York. Would have been an enormous win. And then for them to pull the rug out, that's got to be an emotional gut punch.
Yeah. It certainly would have been like a major win if Philly got it. Going back 1-1, hopefully Embiid. Like, Embiid just randomly couldn't play, huh? Like, in shoot-around, it just wasn't. That's what that was reported as. No, I'm not surprised. I mean, remember, we literally talked about this. How many games is Embiid going to play in round 2? Like,
did you see the stat that he hasn't played 6 consecutive games since 23? That's crazy.
Just in general.
Yeah, just regular season playoffs, all of it.
Yet thinking he'll be healthy for a playoff series is just the dumbest thing you could do. It's unfortunate, man, because I do want this to be a good series, but also I like the point you brought up yesterday. The Knicks just mopping the floor.
It'd be awesome for the Pistons.
It'd be good for the Pistons. Pistons obviously still have to beat the Cavs. Speaking of the mop, did you see...
yeah, I saw it.
Did you see Karl-Anthony Towns mop-mogged Andre Drummond?
Yeah, and Timothée Chalamet lost his mind. It was like one of the loudest crowd pops of the night.
That was so funny. Everybody just starts booing Drummond because he can't get the ball out from stuck in the hoop with the mop. And Cat's like, come on, man, let me do it. And just immediately gets it.
I thought Tyrese Maxey was going to need like 5 minutes to go chill out. He was laughing so hard. One of the guys who like has the mops under the baseline, that's job is to come like mop the floor when they're on the other side. He was like grabbing him, like dying laughing. Like, you guys are in the middle of a playoff game. You know that, right?
It is pretty funny, though. Like, just the crowd booing Drummond, I thought was the funniest part. Like,
he was like 0 for 7.
He's just trying to get the ball.
Jump, put in a little bit of effort, man. Cat did that like it was nobody's business. He should be first team designated mop user when the ball gets stuck on top of the back.
First team all janitor.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Pistons will get to take on the Knicks, and we'll get to see some of that Karl-Anthony Towns. Pistons are in action tonight, but first let's talk about the other game from last night. The Spurs bounced back in a big-time way. Game 2 versus the T-Wolves. They win by almost 40 to even up this series 1-1. We've had too many blowouts, man.
I know.
Like, at least Knicks-Sixers was good, but like Knicks-Sixers game 1 was terrible. Spurs T-Wolves game 1 was good, but now game 2 was terrible.
So it's like half and half. At least the Pistons game 1 was good.
Does that mean tonight it's not going to be good? If they blow them out, I won't be mad. That's for sure.
No, I wouldn't be mad either. I think it's more likely they do that than, I don't know. It's a 3.5 point spread.
Yeah. So what do you think about this Spurs Timberwolves series? Anthony Edwards came off the bench again, played just 24 minutes. They're going to keep him on this minute restriction. I don't know if at some point they're going to have to just be like, you know what?
I think this game's a coin toss, or this series is a coin toss. apparently Greg Popovich was a part of their game plan for game 2 and part of their film session. So he came in, I don't know, he drew something up, and it works real quick for the Spurs in San Antonio. Now they go back to Minnesota. Look, I think this is a coin flip of a series. They're still physically beating up Wemby. He's just a freak, man. He's an alien. He was hitting his threes. It felt like Minnesota really got out of a rhythm in the second quarter, and it was just they never really got back into it.
Yeah, I mean, this was a blowout early. I did not watch a single second of the second half of this game.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I had it on for the first half, and I was like, and usually I will like have whatever late game is on my TV while I fall asleep in my bed, and I didn't even have it on for that. I was like, I'm just gonna watch a YouTube video. This game's over. So tonight, Cavs Pistons 7. It's on Prime, folks. So make sure you get your streaming TVs out. Cavs Pistons game 2. Pistons, just like in game 1, are 3.5-point favorites. I know we're going to discuss this a little bit later. Then the late game tonight, 9:30, Lakers Thunder. It's also on Prime, so this will follow the Pistons game. Any guess for a line on this one?
Well, it was 15.5 last time. I'll just rock with the same spread, 15.5.
Yeah, both games are the same spread as game 1. Kind of funny because
I thought the Pistons was 2.5 in game 1.
I think it moved to 3.5. I think it was 2.5 initially and ended up being, or maybe it was the other way around. Either way, it's at some point it was at 3.5. So I guess it makes sense, right? Both teams did cover in their game 1, so you don't really need to change it. You don't want to boost it by too much because it's game 2. Like, both teams that lost are going to make adjustments. So yeah, I think this Thunder-Lakers series, though, as unfortunate as it is just going to probably be a sweep, which sucks.
Unless Luka comes back. But if they're down 3-0, why would you bring him back?
Right. We did get it confirmed yesterday. I didn't really want to talk about this, but it's news. I feel like we have to with this Tigers AAA Toledo Mudhens manager story that's happened with Gabe Alvarez, their manager. He was fired a couple days ago, and it was just for cause, basically, for misconduct of Tigers policy. No one knew what it was. We found out yesterday on a report from Jeff Passan that it was due to an inappropriate text to a female colleague. And this is just really unfortunate because the Tigers have had a history just in the last calendar year of stuff like this going down in the organization. And now the AAA manager, who is the closest thing to the majors, being involved in this is it sucks to be a fan of the team that has that continuously going on.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to add. They've had, I think, 8 employees either be fired or step down in the last couple years due to misconduct. So, yeah, unfortunate situation. And, I mean, that starts at the top, the very, very top with Chris Ilitch.
Yeah. Framber Valdez's suspension did get lowered to 5 games, by the way, from 6 games. I don't really know why that is because they still said he's just scheduled to not make his next start anyways, but interesting stuff there. Let's do one more thing here in the news, and then we'll save the rest for later, because I thought this was pretty odd. We find out yesterday that the new head coach of Penn State football, Matt Campbell, had accepted the Lions head coaching job in 2021. He was going to be the Lions' next head coach, and then he had a second thought. He backed out of it. They hire a different guy with the last name Campbell. His name is Dan. I don't know if you know him. He became the Lions head coach. Just really odd that this comes out 5 years later because Campbell had been at Iowa State for obviously the last several seasons and then now is headed over to Penn State, and this comes out in that story. I
would say disaster avoided. It's not like usually the college coaches that jump to the NFL. Doesn't work out too well.
Disaster, really. Okay.
Not a long history of the college guys jumping to the NFL.
And we all like
really
Dan,
quick.
too.
Yeah, that's another part of it, too. Just a weird sliding glass doors moment in the Detroit Lions franchise history.
Yeah, what happens if they do make that hire? Oof. And who's coaching Penn State right now?
I don't know. I have no idea. So what I got?
Yep.
All right. That's the news. 989-837-6125. The story that keeps on giving. The saga that will not end when we come back. Like I said, this is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Hey, it's Thursday. That's a new Friday after all. And I got to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Eastman Party Store, your one-stop shop for everything you need before this weekend hits. Whether you're grabbing cold drinks, snacks, or just trying to get some stuff together for the game tonight, Pistons versus Cavs, realizing last minute you do need ice, Eastman Party Store has you covered. Heading to a tailgate? Probably not. But I don't know. I've seen some tailgates outside Dow Diamond for some high school baseball this week, so can't rule it out. House party, going over a buddy's house to watch the game tonight, or just chilling by yourself. It doesn't matter. Make it easy on yourself. Swing by Eastman Party Store. Get in, get out, and get on with your night. Eastman Party Store, quick stop, great selection, and always clutch when you need them most.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
The story that keeps on giving, man. We got our latest Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel update yesterday. This one, honestly, for all the stuff about her trashing her husband on live TV, this one might be the craziest one yet. These two together rented a private boat in Tennessee while she was in her third trimester pregnant with her first child, in which she later named Mike. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. What is happening? How are these people this stupid? Diana Rossini obviously has been radio silent since she resigned from The Athletic after all of this came out. Mike Vrabel, not so much. After hearing that last night, for the first time, I am kind of thinking like, man, this story is just it's just never going away. And it does make me wonder if I'm the Patriots, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, if I'm a player on the Patriots, how am I supposed to trust this man to make good decisions in good faith of the team rather than his own self-interests when he couldn't even put his family's needs in front of his own self-interests in over the last 6 years with this Diana Rossini situation? I'm just looking at him, and I don't know if I see a leader in men anymore. Like, I don't know if I can look at this guy the same forever. I think there needs to be something that happens to him, whether it's a suspension or I don't think he'll be fired. But, man, I have a really hard time believing that this isn't going to...
The NFL can't suspend him, right?
The Patriots
this would be a Patriots thing. Yeah, but, what would they be suspending him for?
Misconduct, distracting the team. I mean, he was sleeping with one of the reporters, Kyle. You can suspend him.
I think they were doing more than I think they were building a life together.
I think you're right. They got a boat while she was pregnant. That is not a fling. That is not
No, that's not a hookup. That's not a one-night stand. That's not anything like that.
These were in love. Two people who were in love.
I don't know how it keeps getting worse. I don't know how, because when it first started happening, it was like, oh, this is kind of weird. And then it was like, oh, wait, no, this is like a real thing. And it's like, oh, there's a video of them kissing. Oh, there's
6 years ago?
They were hanging out 6 years ago and then 4 years ago. And then all the clips that have come out about her just like talking crap about her husband on TV, like over and over again. And, her talking, the clip that I thought was always the craziest was when they were doing a real sit-down interview, just the two of them, which is kind of funny that looking at that now, it's kind of hilarious. And she brings up Mike Vrabel's wife.
Yeah.
Talks about, I know your wife. She's a great athlete. Like, you're sitting here talking about his wife, man. Like, and you know everything. It's just like, it's a sick person, But this part is crazy. While pregnant, renting out, like going on a vacation essentially together.
Like very pregnant. Like had her child, who she named Mike, months later.
Naming it Mike.
It's actually insane. I'm just telling you this from a football standpoint, like knowing everything that you know now, and like it's not like anybody on the Patriots isn't aware of what's going on. I think it's a lot harder to look at that person in the face and like trust his game plan, trust what he has to say. Like when in reality, it's like that's always going to be in the back of your head. This is not going away anytime soon. No one's just forgetting about this story, and this is coming from a coach who just made it to the Super Bowl, and it's like this is now just the number one thing that people are going to think of when they hear the name of Mike Vrabel for the rest of his career. Like, I think that's a problem for the Patriots locker room.
Yeah. Drake May did get asked about it, and he said, like, oh, it's fine. Like, we're not distracted by it, whatever. He's still a great leader.
It's a lot.
He has to say all that stuff. Not to, like, compare the two situations, because they certainly are different, 100%. But it's similar in the fact that, like, the number one thing on a head coach's mind should be football. And you cannot tell me that hiding a relationship with someone is not more on your mind than football is. Guess who that also happened to?
Sharon Moore. Yeah.
Sharon Moore's number one thing on his mind on a daily basis, you could not sit here with a straight face and tell me it was football. It was trying to figure out a way to hide all this. 100%. And that clearly showed by the crash out that he had when it became public. Now, Mike Vrabel is not as...
So went to a Super Bowl last year, so maybe better at balancing things in his life. Just
like
good
that, because that's my
balancer.
thing. Like, how do you hide this? We're talking like, oh, how stupid can they be? I'm almost the opposite. These people are smart.
Not
How
really.
do you hide
This all
this
came
for
out.
6 years? Yeah, but it's been going on for 6 years since he was coaching the Titans.
Truth comes out eventually, man.
How do you hide it for that long, though? You're a public figure. Both of them are, and they work in the same space. How do you hide this for that long? It's just odd to think about they're able to do that, especially when she makes it so obvious by naming her damn kid after him. I mean, that's crazy, man. You're about to have a baby. You go on a vacation a month away from being a mother, and you name the kid of the name of the guy you're having an affair with?
I
That's
can't imagine
unbelievable.
being her husband and being like, listen, you need to tell me everything. And she's like, yeah, admits to all of it. She's like, yes, this has been happening. This has been happening, blah, blah, blah. And then this story comes out, and it's like, you did what? You didn't tell me you were on a boat with the dude.
You named our son after him? Like, that's the part that I would be the most, like, that is the number one. Obviously, we don't know if she did, but, like, I bet it played a little bit of an influence. But that's what I'm saying. Like, just going back to.
I don't know if it's their son.
Oh.
I mean,
Are we
you
doing
can't
that?
rule,
Are we doing that?
You can't rule
You're
it out.
right, dude. You're right. I didn't even think about that.
That was my first thought.
We got to get them on.
We got to get on a boat so we can talk about this thing in my tummy. Because it might not be my husband's.
We got to get them on Maury now. Like, we need to get them on Maury.
How much would you pay?
Get them on Jerry Springer
see
right
this?
now.
Live on Amazon, live on Netflix.
This
we
is your favorite thing.
We are DNA testing the firstborn son of Diana Rossini.
Is Maury still on TV?
I've never seen an episode in my life.
You haven't?
Well, I've seen the clips. I've
That
never
used to
seen
be
an
the
episode.
show that, because it was on at like 3 p.m. every day. So you get home from school, you flick on the TV, and it's just
That's
the
what
first
you
thing
were
that's-
watching as a
No, it's just
child?
the first thing, because like the news was on the TV, Channel 5 or 12, whatever it was. And you flick on the TV from what was on earlier, and that's on the TV. And it's kind of entertaining. Like, it always, like, I used to watch that show when I get home from school. It's super fake, but like, it's super entertaining. Get
I would
them
pay
on it.
so much money to see this, to see a live reaction of Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini, and all of their family members. I mean, this is terrible because we're bringing their family members
Drake
into
May
it. And
has
they
to
didn't
be
do
there. Like,
Drake May's the one that has to read it.
Stephon Diggs is there. Robert Kraft is there. And then obviously people like, this is the worst for Diana Rossini's husband. No doubt about it.
What about Mike Vrabel's husband? It's probably worse
Mike
for Diana
Vrabel's wife?
Rossini. Yeah, it's probably worse for. I think maybe it's the worst for Diana Rossini's children.
Just for the kid?
If they're conscious about, like, I don't know how old they are. It'd have to be like 5. Yeah,
Or Lil Mikey D?
Yeah, they're probably too young to really understand what's going on. But can you imagine if they were
definitely
like
are.
13, 14?
Yeah. Hey, son, you want to know why your name Mike? Nick in the YouTube chat says, the messed up thing is, like, always had they just come out and confessed to it, no one would have kept digging and nothing more would have come out. The cover-up is always worse. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that this stuff just keeps coming out more and more and more.
Yeah, Eric said we need a DNA test. Every time I think it can't get
Let's
worse,
do
it
it.
gets worse. Because yesterday was by far the craziest thing. There's they rented a private boat together, and they were the only 2 people on the boat in Tennessee. What?
And yet that guy went to a Super Bowl last year, and the Lions can't go to the Super Bowl? Come on, man.
Honestly, Sharon Moore beating Ohio State as many times as he did is now, like, even more impressive.
I came away more impressed by Sharon Moore.
989. I don't know, man. If I'm a Patriots fan, I don't know if I want this guy as my head coach anymore, if I'm being completely honest. 989-837-6125. More Detroit Lions when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix.
Blazy Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mid. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome back into the show, everybody. 989-837-6125. That's the number to get a hold of us here in the Blazy Electric Studio. So, you brought it up in the news. Matt Campbell was once offered the Detroit Lions job, and he declined it, and they eventually went with Dan Campbell. So, two Campbells. What a sliding doors moment, first of all, for the Detroit Lions. If they actually go through with the hire and he agrees to do it, is he still a coach? What actually ends up happening? I don't know. And it did get my brain turning a little bit. Like, right now, like, he probably looked at that job and was like, yeah, no, I'm good. This team is notoriously losers from the top down. That would be my guess as to what happened, as to why he declined it, if true. And now, obviously, the Lions have turned themselves around. They're not as much of a loser franchise, even though they haven't gotten it done yet. But it did make me wonder, like, okay, how many head coaching jobs are truly better than the Detroit Lions right now? And I came to the conclusion that there's only 4, considering all the talent that the Lions have, the fact that they pitched to get, like, they fixed up their offensive line. I think there's really only 4 situations that are better to walk into right now. And I'm thinking about ownership. I'm thinking about talent on the roster. I'm thinking about quarterback, contract situation. The only 4 teams that I came up with were the Patriots because of a rookie quarterback. It's a football market. You got cap space for days.
Job could realistically be becoming open.
I've got the Patriots and the Bears for similar reasons. Rookie quarterbacks, cap flexibility. Big football towns.
The Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
Moving out of Chicago?
That's a good point. I guess I didn't consider that. Moving out of Chicago, man, that is, I still can't believe they're doing that.
The Gary Bears, those ones?
Those, I have the Chicago Bears written down as a
Okay.
job that's better than the Lions
fair.
right now, just because of Caleb Williams. You know how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I'm horrified
just to double check, you're essentially doing this as if these coaches, all head coaching jobs became available. Which ones are the best ones?
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Got it.
I think it's the Patriots in no order.
Nothing to do with the current head coaches. Yeah.
No. In no order, I think it's the Patriots and the Bears because of the rookie quarterbacks that have shown MVP potential. And I think it's the Chiefs and the Rams because of Hall of Fame quarterbacks and forward-thinking front offices to where you trust the organization to continue to bring in good players, not be stuck in cap hell. If they do, find a way out of it rather quickly. And then I think the Lions are 5 in terms of, like, best rosters, organization and GMs that you trust. Ownership that's going to give you the tools to be able to win. I think Sheila Ford-Hamp has done a really good job of that. A really great quarterback. Let's just face it, Jared Goff, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. He has played like a top 5 quarterback for 3 consecutive seasons. So maybe he is a little bit closer to 5. Team like the Bills, way too much pressure. Way too much pressure to win right away. The expectation is you win a Super Bowl or you are a failure as a head coach. The Ravens, you're always dealing with some Lamar Jackson headline. It's just been the reality of the situation for the last 3 seasons. Seattle, not to diminish what they did last year. I think it was a lot to do with the coach rather than the talent on the team, though. You can say something very similar to the 49ers, very old roster. Entire fan base frustrated with the GM, Lynch, by the way, too.
I mean, they've had a lot of really bad draft picks, despite them always being viewed as a high caliber franchise.
Do you want to know their last 3 their first round picks since COVID? Javon Kinlaw, who's no longer on the team. Trey Lance, yikes.
And they traded 3 first-round picks to move up to get him, by the way.
Ricky Pearsall and Mikael Williams. Those are their first round, not including this past year's one because we haven't seen them. That's pretty tough, man.
Well, the Niners didn't even have a first-round pick this year.
That's right. Yeah. That's pretty tough, man.
And we have to keep in fact that they have a magnetic force field around their practice facility that causes all their players to get hurt.
Yeah, so I'm good on that
coach
job
team
as well.
Yeah.
Is there any team that should be ahead of the Lions? Is there any team that I put ahead of the Lions that you disagree with? Because I think the Lions it's a top 5 coaching job as it stands right now.
I think there are 2 teams that deserve to be in conversation that you did not mention, and I think there's one team that you put over the Lions that I would not.
And that would be the Bears.
No.
Really?
The Bears, I think, is up for debate. The situation is fine. I've never liked Ryan Poles, their GM. I've always thought that he is one of the more overrated general managers in the sport. And so just from that perspective, I might disagree. I think their front office is definitely behind the Lions 100%.
I do too.
They
I
always
just think Caleb's an MVP potential guy.
Sure. And if having the quarterback thing, then totally. I can see that perspective. But so the Bears, maybe I would agree that they should not be above the Lions too. I actually, shockingly, I'm not saying this team should be way lower. I don't know how much I would love the Chiefs spot.
Really?
Right now. Like right now. If this was 2 years ago, they're 1. Even maybe a year ago. But like trying to figure out the post-Kelsey Chiefs, I think, but still.
I got good news for you. Kelsey's still there, man.
Still having Kelsey here, though, and like having to please to like, okay, he's still not that good, but like he is like one of the best tight ends ever, one of the best players in our franchise history. We've got to portray to that still.
You've got like 10% of the population who's screaming at you that Kelsey's still the greatest tight end in the entire universe, and he's Taylor Swift's little boy toy.
And like you would have to follow up to Andy Reid essentially in this situation, which is a difficult thing to do. It's never fun to have to take over for a legendary head coach. Like that's never a fun thing. Fair. The expectation in Kansas City is at probably the highest level of any organization right now. You have Patrick Mahomes, and you've won 3 Super Bowls, and yet last year they missed the playoffs, and it's like all of a sudden, like what's going on with the Chiefs? This is doomsday for the Chiefs. If that happened again, I'm not saying it's a bottom 10 spot, but I don't know if it's like a top 3. It's probably more so like a borderline top 5 for me.
To me, it's just I think their front office is really good. You know, they know really quickly, like, hey, Tyreek Hill, we're going to have to pay him? No, we're not doing that. Let's pick up a couple first-round picks. We're kind of getting old, missed the playoffs this year. Goodbye, Trent McDuffie. We will draft a corner in the first round with the draft capital that we get for him. Like, I think the front office is very forward-thinking and is always a step or two ahead. And I just think most NFL coaches, if there was an opening, are like, wait, I have a chance to go coach Patrick Mahomes? Now I'm an offensive-minded coach? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it sounds like I'm getting to an AFC championship.
I'm probably overthinking it a little bit. I just think there's a lot that goes into like
it's got to be the easiest job in the world to me.
I don't know. I think there's more that goes into being the coach of the Chiefs than a lot of the other organizations. Just there's a lot of exterior factors that are involved.
Yeah, and maybe I'm personality.
I think I'm overthinking the Kelsey stuff a little bit more than I probably should be because he could just retire at the end of this year. Then it's like, okay, now I don't have to worry about that anymore. The 2 teams that I think absolutely should be brought up here is the Green Bay Packers, man. The Packers are a good organization. They just are. They win. Their front office is great. They consistently make the right moves. They're another forward-thinking organization, no doubt about it.
Counter. Their quarterback's just very average and is being paid one of the highest amounts in football. That's my only counter. And you're right about their front office.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with the Jordan Love stuff. I think I've always thought Love is the most overrated quarterback in football.
He's like a B+ across the board, and I don't
B- maybe.
He's a B across the board.
Yeah.
He doesn't suck at anything, and he's
certainly fine.
He's not elite at anything either.
Yeah, and so I just think I guess from maybe that perspective, yes. And I've always hated the they went from Favre to Rodgers to Love. Oh, so they just downgraded in the third time around. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, why are we throwing Jordan Love in that?
It's more so that
it's just the way that they got him. Yes, but I hate when people do like, they did it again. They took a quarterback early while they still another one. They did it again. No, they didn't do it again. They went from back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks to Jordan Love. That is not them doing it again.
Who Packers fans wanted replaced by Malik Willis at the end of last season.
Yes, but I will say the Packers would be in my conversation here. I think it's
fair to bring them
3 NFC North teams. Like they're a good franchise, historic franchise that wins. They don't have bad seasons. They're willing to make the big moves. You know, the Micah Parsons trade. Like any team that's willing to do that and take the risk of that, I respect. If it works out for you, of course, him getting injured is not their fault. So, and then the other one is the only reason why I would say this one is probably below the Lions is because, man, it would suck to coach this team. even when they win.
So how are they on this list?
Just listen.
I know who you're about to say.
Even when they win, you get hated. The Philadelphia Eagles, man.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
They have we always talk about Howie Roseman, best GM in football, right? Like no doubt about it. At least the smartest GM, most like wizardy type GM in football.
Sure,
we can give him that crown. They're a
I think
winning.
Les Snead wants an argument, but
Sure, but like at least we always give Howie Roseman the credit of being that. One of the more winning franchises in football. The fan base, though, man, that would just suck. That's the one part that it's just like Nick Sirianni. It probably plays into the fact that it's his personality. They won a Super Bowl and they wanted the guy fired still. Like they want him fired every game, and so that would be tough to have to deal with the fans of Philadelphia. But everything else, I think it's an awesome spot.
I think it's an awesome spot for the most part. It's also an aging roster. Like you're probably getting a worse version of Saquon.
You have a GM that just nails his draft picks every year.
Yeah.
Their defense is pretty young, honestly.
Their defense is young. Hurts, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a guy I want to do business
I could agree.
with.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with you there. I don't think he's like overly paid though either.
You know, the only other team I kind of thought about doing, but then I just realized I was like, you just can't do this, was the Chargers.
Cursed.
Yeah, look, everything seems right on paper. You got a great quarterback. You got, theoretically a really awesome offensive line, a defense that plays really well and overperforms every year too. And then it's just like, yeah, but something will just inevitably go wrong with that team. Every year it happens.
And any team that is the little brother of another team in their city, I'm just all good on that.
I think both of those teams are like little brothers in their own city. So there's no
Rams.
There's no Rams or
but
Chargers fans.
Everyone in LA is not like, hey, let's go to the Chargers game. No, they're going to the Rams game, man.
Yeah, but the Rams, it's like a thing to do rather than
that's what I'm saying,
diehard fans.
No, but like even the people that at least they're going for a thing to do. You know what they're not going for a thing to do? Going to the Chargers game because the only fan they have is that one lady they put on TV a bunch of times,
who's also a fan of like 3 other teams.
Yes, exactly. You know what? A team that I thought about, and I was like, I don't know where to place this team. Where does the Dallas Cowboys place in all of this? Because I struggled. You have the most psychotic owner of all time.
I think that's
and
where
you just
I
have to deal with him.
I'm good.
But you also are just like the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, which is the most legendary stat. If that's what you care about, if you care about like legacy and status, you're the Cowboys head coach.
Yeah, but if you're gonna say
it probably doesn't,
you don't want to be the little bro of a team in a city. I don't want to be the little bro of a 90-however-year-old man who's just constantly like overstepping you and like cutting you off,
making coaching decisions essentially.
Yeah,
and not knowing what players are going to be on your team going into the year because they won't make a decision until the year almost starts.
Right. I mean, if you're going to make that point for legendary status, wouldn't the Giants come to mind as well? I just couldn't get behind Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of been your thing for a while now. So do you stand pat on having the Lions at number 5? Did I talk you in or out of anything? I think Seattle is. You might be doing them a little dirty.
I probably am. I just think
another
coach,
potential best GM in football with John Schneider.
Yeah, can we see what they look like without Clint Kubiak? That's all I'm saying. I just want to see that.
It's fair.
You're right. I probably am doing them a little bit dirty. But at the end of the day, the Matt Campbell thing comes out. Lions. They end up going with Dan Campbell, and I thought of this, and I was like, right now, like, what Dan Campbell is now would Matt Campbell regret not taking this job? I think the answer is probably yes, considering, like, I would guess, this is just speculation, I would guess the number one reason he didn't take the job, if he actually was offered it, was, well, the Lions are a crappy org. I don't want to take this. I don't think I can win here.
And it wasn't a great situation coming into either.
No.
Like, this was pre-Stafford trade, so you didn't have any extra assets.
Yeah. And now I look at what he has, and it's like, yeah, he probably does regret not taking this job. And I think Dan Campbell is in one of the top 5 coaching situations. So if it doesn't go right again, I think all of a sudden I go to get, like, it already has started happening a little bit. I haven't blamed Dan Campbell for anything so far. I think him taking over the play calling was probably more of a disservice to the team than it was a helper, but John Morton was so bad that it just kind of had to happen. I think that took, most of his bandwidth away from where it should be, which is motivating the team, leading the team, being a CEO coach, and he had to take over the plays because John Morton was so awful. Now, if they start to fall short of expectations for the second consecutive year, okay, eyes are going to start to go to Dan Campbell a little bit. But I do think, that's because he has one of the 5 best situations in the NFL right now for coaches. Anyway, I thought that was a fun exercise. More on the Lions when we come back, because I want to talk about whether or not this is a playoff team. I think the answer is 100% yes. I love their offseason now that we kind of can see the big picture of it. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, and we are live here on 100.9 The Mitt. I'll be honest, I don't really know anything about technology. That's why I trust Link Technology in Midland. They handle all the complicated stuff. I'm talking about IT support, cybersecurity, cloud solutions, networking, so you don't have to stress about it. Whatever your business needs, their team knows exactly what to do, and they make it easy to understand along the way. Link Technology, the experts who keep your business running smoothly so you can focus on what you do best.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
So we talked about whether or not the Tigers are a playoff team in the end of the season. I think the answer is no. and Vegas reflects that too. You know, the Lions have the third best odds to actually make the playoffs in the entire NFC going into this year. Like, Vegas is very high on the Lions, and honestly, so am I. Look at the schedule that this team has to play. The Lions' schedule going into next year is atrocious with the fourth place schedule after their finish. In last place last year, it actually ends up being pretty favorable for the Lions this year. Let's just run through the quarterbacks here, Kyle. At home, they're playing Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, Tyler Shook, Baker Mayfield, Drake May. Who's the Jets quarterback? Geno Smith, Cam Ward, and Jackson Dart. Okay, it's not the worst group of quarterbacks, but it's not like they're going up against Hall of Fame guys. It's not like, oh, we got to play Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Even the good ones are like
young guys. That's all the good ones are young guys.
Honestly,
May, and then if Ward or Dart have good years, or Shook, like they're facing all the second-year and third-year guys.
Yeah. It's not like they're going up against future Hall of Famers as of right now. On the road, it's even better. Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray.
What about JJ, though? We don't know that for sure.
You're right. Then it's either Tua or Michael Penix. Then it's Josh Allen. Okay, there's the MVP. Then it's Bryce Young. And then it's Malik Willis and whoever's playing quarterback for Arizona. Jacoby Brissett, I guess. Carson
He's
Beck.
on a holdout, yeah.
Whoever it ends up being.
I think Gardner Minshew is in that room as well.
So they play one top 5 quarterback this year. That's it.
Wow, you're not counting Drake May as a top 5 quarterback. I thought you loved Drake May.
Yeah. We'll do 2.
I don't think he is.
Okay, we'll say 1.5.
Okay.
They play 1.5 top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL this year. They don't have to play Stafford. They don't have to play Mahomes. They don't have to play Lamar Jackson.
Burrow.
None of that stuff. Burrow. Yeah,
Herbert.
Last year it was brutal with everybody that they had to play. And now they don't have to play any of that. I'm very excited for the schedule to drop. I think that'll come probably in June. And then we'll have a better
schedule drop, man.
It's so good.
They're just waiting to find out more about when Patrick Mahomes is going to come back to drop the schedule. That's all they're doing.
So for the schedule, like that's probably reason number 1 why I'm optimistic in the Lions making the playoffs this year, and that's probably why Vegas thinks they're so optimistic about the Lions making the playoffs this year as well.
I mean, it's hard to say I'm not with you, and that's 100% why they are as favored as they are. I mean, we all know. I mean, there's a reason we just said that this Lions job is potentially a top 5 job in the sport. It's because of the roster, and a lot of the holes that we felt that they had. They did a solid job to fix those. Not saying that they're like the deepest team in the league by any means. They're certainly not.
That would be my reason number 2, though. The Lions' offensive line, the improvements that they've made. Graham Glasgow, see ya. Cade Mays in. Is Cade Mays a future Hall of Famer? Probably not, but he's better than Graham Glasgow. Taylor Decker, held together by duct tape and glue and paper clips. Gone.
Still hasn't signed anywhere, right?
No.
Interesting.
Huh. How does that feel, Taylor Decker? Well, I don't want to play for the Lions anymore. Guess what? Nobody else wants you. Penei Sewell now on the left side. Their first-round pick on the right side. I'm feeling pretty good about the Lions' offensive line going into this year. I like the additions that they made in free agency, even though it wasn't splashy like a lot of Lions fans wanted. But they addressed their needs. They got their edge rusher across from Hutchinson. They filled out the secondary in free agency. I like the situation that the Lions are in right now. And maybe the number 1 reason I'm a little bit more optimistic is Kirby Joseph. Cross your fingers. You're getting an all-pro safety back. The Lions were awful last year in one-score games. They lost to Minnesota the first time around, one-score game. They lost to Philadelphia, one-score game. Lost to Green Bay on Thanksgiving, one-score game. Lost to the Rams, one-score game. Lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, one-score game.
I don't even want to think about that game. God, I hate that game.
Me too. I hated the Minnesota game worse. But the Steelers game was
that Kenneth Gainwell touchdown, oh my God.
Most of their losses were one-score games. Kirby Joseph flips at least 1 or 2 of those in my mind. He's a game-changing player, literally. They're 18-0 when he has an interception. And, forgive me for thinking in a few of those games, he might have an interception. Because, he did that pretty much every time he played.
I think that's safe to assume, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that probably is the biggest swing for as far as this Lions defense, at least, shifting. Last year when he went out, it was very obvious that this team was unable to make plays. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you in advance. Okay, yeah.
See, as soon as you bring it up, it goes away.
It does.
That just makes no sense.
It does.
But the defense was unable to make big plays. Like, that's what we were waiting for. I remember so many times watching the Lions games last year, post Kirby Joseph injury. You're just like, we need a pick here.
Yeah,
we need a sack.
Come on.
We need something. We need some sort of play. It doesn't even have to be a turnover. We just need something to, like, get the momentum going our way. And it didn't exist with Thomas Harper and with everybody else that was back there. No offense to Thomas Harper, but he's just the first name I thought of.
He's not an all-pro guy.
Certainly not. The game against Tampa Bay when it was what did we call him again? What was the phrase we gave?
The Legion of Whom?
The Legion of Whom. God, that's such a good, whoever came up with that, genius. But that was cool for one game. And then it was like, oh man, like this really sucks after Brian Branch was out for the year too. And so the fact that you at least are hoping that group is going to be back to a really good, you have two really good players back there, that should be a number one reason. But the schedule is the top reason. No doubt about it. They're playing a fourth place schedule.
I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the Lions going into this year. They're favorites to win the division. I think it's rightfully so. It's not like the Bears or the Packers or the Vikings.
Should be a really good division again, man.
I agree. But it's also not like those teams made like giant splash. Kyler Murray, I guess, is considered a big
Vikings,
splash.
have you been seeing all the, like, the Vikings are expected to be bad, which
I don't know. I don't really understand this one.
I don't get it, man.
They've got one of the best coaches in football. They've got to upgrade at quarterback after having the worst quarterback room in the league last year. I don't get the Vikings being one of the worst teams in the NFC at all. The Packers we know will be like good, and the Bears are the wild card to me. But I am feeling about as optimistic about the Lions as I have in a while, probably since a year ago. I think that this team has a true bounce back potential and is going to be right back on track to potentially do something special this year. Now, there's teams that are better than them in the NFC, like the Rams and their dumb new logo. Seattle should probably be considered ahead of them as well.
You don't like the Rams' new logo?
No. Why'd they get rid of the yellow? Now it's just a straight – there's no other colors. It's one color.
I guess I didn't really – maybe I haven't seen this.
I'll show you during the break. It's not good. It's like the same logo, except they took color out of it. It's just one solid color. It looks terrible. But other than those two teams, I don't know why the Lions can't be right in there with that group. There's no other team where I'm like, ugh, that team is also better than the Lions. I don't think that about Philly. I don't think that about anybody in our division or the NFC South. I think it's the Lions. Like, this is prime bounce back candidate in the NFL is the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Quickly to close the thing on the Minnesota thing, I'm with you in the fact that, like, I don't know why they're expected to be so bad. When you look at the odds, though, their over-under is at 8.5, which that probably is the right number. But every single, like, power ranking you see has got them, like, in the bottom half of the 20s. It's like, I don't really get this at all.
Third place schedule, right? Yeah, because they beat the Lions on Christmas. Yeah. You mentioned that Steelers game. I clicked into it just to look at the box score. Do you want to guess how many rushing yards the Lions had against Pittsburgh and how many rushing yards Pittsburgh had?
That was the game where Gibbs was negative rush yards, right?
He had 2 yards.
2.
As a team, the Lions had 15 total rushing yards. Yeah,
and Jaylen Warren killed us, right? Warren had a huge game.
Pittsburgh had 230 rushing yards.
Oh, my God. How many did Warren have?
143. I hate everything about this game.
Well, remember the Gainwell touchdown?
Yeah,
where,
he
like,
caught
off
the ball.
Dude that was out of bounds and like.
And then he got up and ran 5 more yards into the end zone.
Nobody touched him. Who was the Lions defender on that play? God, what a bad play. That game sucked.
All of it. Zach.
I was watching that game in Milwaukee.
What are you doing in Milwaukee?
Basketball. No, sorry, in Madison.
Madison, Wisconsin?
Yeah. Was there for basketball, watching it at a hotel bar. Just losing my mind. And there was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan who was there also watching the game at the same bar as me. I don't want to see that guy.
As their season's like somehow unfolding and where they're going to make the playoffs and the Lions season is just all but over.
Yeah.
At that point. They weren't technically eliminated after the loss to Pittsburgh. It took Minnesota on Christmas with Max Brosmer to actually eliminate them. But the Steelers one was the biggest.
Yeah. Because they needed stuff to happen even if they did beat Minnesota. Yeah, it was just terrible.
989-837-6125. Sorry about that. Let's go to a mid message here. Says, Dan Campbell is the one that put these rosters together. If Matt got the job, the roster would be different players. I mean, like, sure, there would be different players on the team. I think the roster in itself would mostly look the same, right? I'd say most of the key players are probably still here.
Yeah, I think
Brad
so.
Holmes'
Like,
decision
obviously,
at the end of the day.
of course, a ton could go differently if it wasn't Dan as the head coach. But yeah, Brad is still the GM.
I do think they're in lockstep, though, in terms of what they need, the players that they like. But this texter's right. It's not like they'd be in the exact same. There would be different players on the roster if Matt Campbell was here and not Dan Campbell. Maybe they don't have like the 23 draft class that they had of those 3 guys specifically or 4 guys specifically. You know, so it's a really weird sliding doors moment.
It is
in NFL history.
The butterfly effect of that could be pretty wild.
989-837-6125. We're going to take a trip around the league when we come back. Winters in Michigan, they can get brutal. Last thing you want is your furnace to quit on you when it's freezing outside. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to turn the heating unit off yet because it's been so cold.
I committed to it. I did it this weekend when it was, or Monday when it was warm out.
See, I did it, and then I got back from work yesterday.
It's so cold.
And it was like 60, 59 degrees in my house, and I was like, yep, and we're turning it back on.
I mean,
for the
last
third
night
time
it was in
year.
the 30s, but I've committed to. I told myself I'm not turning it back on. I'm dealing with it.
Dude.
I know.
It's going to be freezing when you go back in your house today.
I had 3 blankets on last night.
The worst part isn't going to sleep. It's getting out of bed in the morning.
Yes, 100%.
And then you're like, why is it so cold? Oh, yeah, I turned everything off. Well, I had to turn it back on. Last thing you'd want, though, is for it to stop working, and that's where Answer Heating and Cooling come in, keeping Midland homes cozy all year round.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The... on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, let's take a deeper dive into some football and take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
I feel like people really liked what we were doing yesterday, trying to name these quizzes, basically. People like playing along with us. We got some texts about it. I got some texts on my phone, people trying to play along, helping us out. So that's what we're going to do again today.
Do you want to do things a little differently?
How so?
Like, I just am quizzing you and typing in for you, like you're just the one taking it, or do you want to do it together still?
No, I like doing it together.
Okay.
This one is labeled the last 4,000-yard passer by every NFL team. We got 5 minutes.
Here's my question. Why is there only 31 answers?
I don't know.
Oh, I know why.
Tell me.
I'm doing a joke here. I'm doing a bit.
Oh, because the Bears have never had one.
Because the Chicago Bears have never had one. But yet that's a top 5 job, right?
Ready? I accidentally clicked go already.
Okay.
All right, Arizona
5 minutes,
2016, that would be...
Kyler Murray, right?
Kyler Murray.
Oh, no, wait.
No.
Sorry. 2016. Sorry for the Cardinals. I got my year totally messed up.
I'm going to the next one, Atlanta.
Okay.
That'd be Matt Ryan.
Atlanta in 2020?
That's Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan was still there in 2020, huh?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson for Baltimore.
Yep. Josh Allen for Buffalo. Carolina in 2011, probably Cam Newton. Somebody help us out with the 2016 Arizona one, by the way, while we fill the rest of these out. We don't have a lot of time.
Thank you, Cincinnati 2024. That's Joe Burrow.
The Browns haven't had one since 1980.
Oh, boy. That one's going to be tough.
Yeah, we're going to have to skip that. Dallas 2025, that'd be Dak Prescott. Denver 2014, that'd likely be Mr. P. Manning, huh?
Peyton Manning.
Ooh,
Detroit
and
2025.
the Giants one is also Eli Manning. We get both of them.
Jared Goff. Why did I not get both of them? Oh, there I got
Oh.
it. Green Bay 2023, that's Jordan Love. This is actually going to end up being a lot easier than I thought. CJ Stroud is 2023 Houston. Indianapolis 2020, that would be...
It's post Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
It's Carson Wentz. No, Carson Wentz was the Philly one in 2019, though. So it was the year Carson Wentz, year after he went to Indianapolis.
Who was there? It was
By
Matt
the way,
Ryan
Carson
for
Palmer
a year,
is
right?
the answer. Shout out to Noah and Esco helping us out for the Arizona one.
We haven't heard from Noah in a while. Shout out Noah.
Indianapolis 2020. Gardner Minshew was there? No, it's not him.
They went through a whole string of quarterbacks. It wasn't Flacco, was it?
No, not Flacco. God, they did go through a ton of different QBs.
Let's skip that one for now.
Matt Ryan was another one who they went through, but it's not him.
Let's skip that one for now.
Trevor Lawrence is the Jacksonville one. Patrick Mahomes is the Chiefs one. Justin Herbert should be the Chargers.
Rams,
Matt
Stafford. Las Vegas Raiders
Derek
2021.
Carr.
Yep. Tua did this? Wow.
Tagovailoa.
You can just do Tua.
Oh, thank God, because I do not know how to spell that.
Minnesota 2024, that's Darnold, right?
Should be.
Oh, we got 2 for Sam Darnold. He's
Nice.
the latest person
Shout
to do
out
it
to
for
Sam
Seattle.
Darnold with Noah in the chat today. Drake May.
Yep. New Orleans 2017. Oh,
This is
boy.
probably Drew Brees.
You
Yeah,
still
it's
around?
Drew Brees. Yeah, 27. Those they were still really good in
Yeah,
2017.
you're right.
That's the pass interference season.
New York Jets 1967. Is that Broadway Joe Namath?
1967.
Yeah, Broadway Joe Namath.
Shout out to John, Giants fan. Or sorry, that was the Jets.
Pittsburgh 2018. Is that still Big Ben?
Yeah, it should be.
Roethlisberger.
If you type in Big Ben, it works.
No.
Yeah, it does. I did.
Oh, really?
I'm saying it does work. Yes.
Oh, wow.
San Francisco, Brock Purdy. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield. Tennessee in 1991. Is that Warren Moon? Yes, it is.
Nice. Washington 2017. That would be Alex
Cousins?
Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got Indiana 2020 and Cleveland 1980. I'm telling you right now, Cleveland's going to be
Indianapolis.
tough.
You keep saying Indiana.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Cleveland in 1980. Somebody help us out, man, because naming.
You can't Google it. You can't Google it.
No.
though.
But naming Browns quarterbacks just in general is already hard. We got 2. I have a minute and a half here to get this.
Yeah,
done.
that's what I got.
Let's get the Colts 2021. We can do this. So they had Wentz, they had Minshew, they had Flacco, they had Matt Ryan, These are all guys that they had.
We already tried
did we
Minshew?
even type in Andrew Luck? Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure. I knew he was retired, but I tried Minshew. I tried all those guys. There's another one we're missing. Clearly the best one. But who is it? I'm thinking of another guy.
It's not, I mean.
Oh, I had a guy in my brain.
They went on, oh man, COVID Colts.
Wentz was the Philly 2019 one, so this would have been the year after. Like, Wentz went to Indianapolis right after this.
And
so
then
who did they
got
get
benched
before?
by somebody?
Who did they get before Wentz? You know who it is? It might be Nick Foles. Oh, he was also on the Colts
That
at
was
one
a
point
good
too,
pull.
right? Wasn't
Yeah.
he? Maybe he even wasn't. I only have 40 seconds. Oh. That was the guy I was thinking of, though, was Nick Foles.
4,169 yards for Indianapolis in 2020.
It's not, man, we already named all. I mean, those are all the Colts quarterbacks. We've gone through all of them.
I mean, no, we clearly haven't, though.
I know, but I'm going to be really upset. I'm almost out of time here. Typing in Tyrod Taylor. I'm trying to think of guys that have been around.
Journeyman. I don't have it.
Garoppolo never played for the Colts. I'm about to run out of time.
Oh, my God.
Is it a really good quarterback?
I mean, it's...
Oh, Phil Rivers. Yes. Oh, that's a bad miss from us, guys.
yeah, I knew there was one more. Phillip Rivers.
Oh, we just had someone in the YouTube chat throw out the Browns one. Brian Sipe
No
for 1980.
way.
Bernie
They
Kosar.
didn't Google this.
Bernie Kosar or Brian Sipe was the YouTube chat, and Brian Sipe was the answer.
Who said that?
Godzilla Rocks.
Shout out Godzilla Rocks, man. That's a crazy pull. Shame on us for not getting Phillip Rivers, though. That was bad. I knew we were missing
Noah
somebody.
threw it out, too. Come on, Noah. You didn't know
Noah
that.
was in my graduating class. Noah, I think, Googled that.
Noah also in the YouTube chat said that Rashid Shaheed is better than J-Mo, so I'm not taking anything that Noah says right now.
Come on, Noah.
Phil Rivers, man. How did we not get Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
That's a really tough
Okay,
one.
I
We got
like-
a couple texts that helped us out, too. I just didn't see them.
We'll give him shout-outs just for getting it
Eric.
right.
Shout out Eric in our text line for getting that one.
We're going to have to keep doing these because these are fun.
Yeah, I like these. I think people like them, too.
And we don't know NFL from the 1980s, clearly, so it kind of helps us out a little bit. Like Brian Sipe. I don't know a lot about Brian Sipe.
I don't know anything about Brian Sipe. This is the first time ever hearing of him. I would consider myself a basketball historian. Like, I love reading basketball books from way back when. Like, I have a whole, 10, 15 books about, I love basketball history. I haven't got into the football history as much, and that's a blind spot for me, so I'll admit it.
I'm with you. My basketball history is much better than my football history. And baseball, honestly.
I like going through and just naming every NBA champion or every MVP in the NBA. I don't think I could do that in the NFL or baseball or definitely hockey. 989-837-6125 around the league, always brought to you by Aired Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs. Whether it's life or home or auto or physical insurance, it's all available with the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Pistons versus Cavs game 2 is tonight. The number one thing that I'm intrigued by for this this game is, what does the Cavs offense look like? What does the Cavs defense look like if Jared Allen doesn't get into foul trouble? Because he picked up 3 early on in game number 1. Obviously didn't play, as much as he normally does. And it forced Evan Mobley to play the 5. Anytime that happens, I feel pretty confident that the Pistons are going to be able to win. That's a guy who wants nothing to do with, dominating the paint, wants to stay out on the perimeter offensively. Jalen Duren's going to eat him up for lunch if that's the case. Now, if he can, play the 4 and roam around off of Asar Thompson, now the Cavs have an ability to block shots at the rim. That's kind of the number one thing I'm watching for going into this matchup is, hey, can the Pistons get Jared Allen back into foul trouble? Because if they can, that'd be nice.
Yeah, a lot of things change in game 1 if Allen does not get into foul trouble, because it really shifted the way that the Cavs had to play defense. And I mean, the Pistons defense shined and Cleveland struggled to score, but it felt like defensively that was the spot where the Pistons really took advantage of them, like the Cavs defense, because they had a game plan. Their game plan was to let Evan Mobley be the roamer on Asar Thompson, and then immediately gets taken away when Jared Allen gets into foul trouble and has to leave the game. And he continuously got into foul trouble. The matchups for Cade become more difficult. The matchups for where are we going to stick James Harden becomes more difficult. Mobley is on Duren. That's just a disadvantage for them rather than having Mobley roam around, which is definitely an advantage for them. So, yeah, tonight that's got to be Cleveland's number one goal, right? Is just Allen, and it's probably the Pistons' goal, is to get Allen in foul trouble again. And Duren does a really good job of, I think, getting the other bigs into foul trouble. He just is physical. He's able to use his prowess. They have to follow him to keep him off the glass, even when he's attacking the hoop. That's one thing that Duren, even in the Magic series, did well. Obviously, Wendell Carter was I think he led the NBA in fouls, so it was easy to do it against him. But Jared Allen is a much better player, and they didn't really have him. They didn't have any sort of full form of him in game 1. So that's going to be the major difference tonight.
I think it's crazy that through however many games Cleveland's played, what would that be, 8? They're still yet to win a road game in the playoffs.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, if they can continue, if the Pistons can hold home court advantage, they're not going to have a hard time winning this series then, if that's the case.
Yeah, if Cleveland does it how they did in round 1, they're going to lose.
But the problem is the Pistons haven't done a great job of holding home court advantage. I mean, they won game 7. They won game 5 at home.
And game 1 against Cleveland.
And game 1 against Cleveland, yeah.
That's not bad. And they won game 2 against the Magic.
And they won game 2 against the Magic, but they lost game 1 and they lost. No, I guess that's the only games that they'd lost. Yeah, they've only lost one or two home games.
One.
Oh yeah,
just game 1 of the
I guess
Orlando
I just still have
series.
PTSD from last year where they couldn't win a home game
Sure.
at all.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Now they haven't been great on the road either, but I mean you go up 2-0 tonight. You got to be feeling really good.
I can see it already. People getting ready. People are getting geared up for the Pistons versus the Knicks. They're getting geared up for it already, Kyle.
I can't stop thinking about it. That's my issue, is based off of how round 1 went for Detroit, in no world should we be thinking about the Eastern Conference Finals right now. Mm-hmm. We should be thinking about the team that's in front of us that mopped us in the regular season in Cleveland, that we got up to a 1-0 start against, sure, but we can't feel comfortable. But OMG, I can't stop thinking about Pistons-Knicks in the conference finals. How awesome that's going to be. Oh,
I will
please
say,
win this series.
Obviously in the time, it was pretty embarrassing and disappointing what was happening. But there is a world where you look back at this season and the Pistons going down 3-1 was actually somewhat of a good thing and helped them propel further into a run. You know what I mean? Because they left that war with some battle scars, 100%, and really had to grow up throughout the course of that series. Yeah. And now they know, hey, we're not doing that again. We're not coming down from 3-1. We're not battling back from 3-1 again. And I think you saw the importance of that in game 1 versus Cleveland, and you'll see the importance of that in game 1s going forward, where it's hey, let's not dig ourselves a hole here that we have to climb out of. Again, if we could redo it, you probably choose to not go down 3-1. But who knows? Maybe they have a completely different mindset going into this Cleveland series if they don't come back from 3-1 and they just handle Orlando pretty easily.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear that growth has happened right in front of us, right? Based off what happened in game 1 against Cleveland the other night.
Yeah.
Like, the Cavs came storming all the way back. Pistons had a double-digit lead the whole game. They tied the game up, and they had all the momentum. It was like, oh, they're going to blow this game. And then they came through, and they clutched up down the stretch after it got tied. Like, the growth is happening in a playoff series, which is very,
awesome
very important. Yes.
And it's really just fun to watch that. I think they're finally finding out who they are. Like, Tobias is as confident as he's ever been in himself as a player through his, 14-year career?
Yeah.
Something like that. This is about as confident as I've ever seen him play. I think Asar Thompson has accepted who he is as well. He's like, I know I'm not a scorer, but I'm going to wreak so much havoc on defense, and it's going to lead to offense for all of us, whether it's me scoring or somebody else. I can have 5 assists if you need me to. I think he's completely comfortable in that role as well. And then Cade is just kind of, for the first time, been like, yeah, I'm just going to score. And my teammates aren't going to be mad about it. It's not like I'm not getting them involved, but they need me to score right now, so I'm going to score. And it's been great to see that growth and the recognition from the team. I think the Pistons win tonight. I think they go up 2-0.
Cleveland can't win a road game, man, so I'm with you.
All right, 989-837-6125. Are the Detroit Tigers a playoff team? That is when we return here on the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt and YouTube.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Live here on 100.9, the mid 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Here's the deal, Kyle. Look, with all the injuries that the that the Tigers have had here, with 14 players on the IL, I'm struggling to think that this is a playoff team as it stands right now. Now, they're going to have a chance to get healthier. Luckily, none of their injuries have been season-ending injuries. Tarek Schools is the worst, and he's going to be out for what we think is 2 to 3 months. We should have some more details as to what that actually is sometime in the next week or so, now that he's actually had his surgery. But early reports say 2 to 3 months is usually the expected recovery time for the procedure that he's having done. But we'll find out more, obviously. He's going to be out 2 to 3 months. You've got Mize, Melton, and Verlander hopefully coming back by the end of May. Offensively, you've got Gleyber Torres out right now. You've got Zach McKinstry's back, but Parker Meadows, Javi Baez, both out as well. I had the thought last night for the first time, like, this team's just not good. This team's not good at all. They got swept by Boston. They got shut out in the series finale. Just like that, they're 2 games below 500, don't control their own aren't in first place in the AL Central. And FanDuel, or whatever sportsbook, doesn't even have the Tigers as favorites to win their respective division anymore. They're 2-10 underdogs to Cleveland, who's plus 170 to win the division. So I think the narrative is flipped. Like, even the sportsbooks recognize, yeah, man, this Tigers team is depleted. They're over-under on ESPN as of yesterday, like their updated projections was 85.5. And I saw that during the game, and I was like, this is not an 85-win team as it stands right now. So, honestly, like, yes, they're going to get healthier in the second half, but they might fall deep enough into a hole to where they can't climb out of it. And I'm starting to wonder if this is actually a playoff team, because right now, gun to my head, I'd probably say no.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be no currently. Based off of just the way that the roster is depleted. Now, the hard part to figure out the live odds for a full season-long bet like this is Casey Mize and Justin Verlander could come back next week. Like, that just could happen. Right?
It also could be.
They also could be out for another month or longer. Like, that's the toughest part with all of this, because, like, you could view it as a benefit that none of them are long-term injuries. Like, none of these guys are out for the year. So there's a reason why the Tigers aren't fully screwed, because they hypothetically could all become healthy at some point. But there's a negative side to that, where in the fact of we don't even know how long these guys are out for. We're just kind of sitting around waiting. I've been waiting for a Casey Mize. The Verlander stuff, at least we've been given, like, not a real update, but it's very obvious that they don't think it's something that's returning soon.
He's got a live batting practice session with his teammates this week in
What about
in
Casey
Kansas
Mize?
City.
We haven't gotten a single Casey Mize update since he went out and went on the IL. That's concerning. I don't love that. Or it means, hey, he doesn't even need any rehab. They're just giving him the 10 days and boom, he'll be back. Like, that could also be the case. So it's very difficult to try and predict those things. This is a starting rotation that coming into the season, we were so in love with. We felt like there might be too many starters on this team. And now it's just Jack Flaherty because Framber Valdez is suspended. It's so weird to think how quickly things have fallen off the rails, and it's their strength. Like, we talk about the lineup doesn't have as many injuries and clearly not as many impactful ones. Parker Meadows going out, it's unfortunate. We didn't even know if he was going to be the starting center fielder halfway through the season. Javi Baez plays a key role, and he's probably going to be out the longest, but still, it wasn't Kevin McGonigal. It wasn't Riley Green. Same thing for Gleyber Torres, a key part of the lineup, but he really shouldn't be out that long. It took him 4 days to put him on IL anyways. But that wasn't the strength of the team. The strength of the team was the starting rotation, and they're all hurt. All of them are on the injured list, so that's what makes you think they're not going to be a playoff team currently.
Let's go to what people are saying, 989-837-6125. Greg says, nope, too many holes on this roster. Do you think there's holes on the roster, though, when they're healthy? I think the answer is no. I think the only hole that they have on the roster is their long relievers, when they're healthy, though. And obviously right now, it's a different story. But
When they're healthy, that's still a hole, or when they're healthy, it's not?
When they're healthy, it's still a hole. I don't know if anything else really is their long relief.
I mean, when they're healthy, like
Melton,
Montero and Melton are kind of those guys.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. I'm just thinking about healthy in terms of what they looked like opening day.
Sure.
But they could be even healthier than that if Melton and Montero are both back.
I don't know if this isn't like a hole, but it's certainly something they're bad at.
Defense?
Yeah,
they suck at
just about
defense.
to say defense they're bad at. Like the pitching staff being injured doesn't have anything to do with the errors that they continue to pile up, and the offense scoring 0 runs yesterday in a good Jack Flaherty start. That has nothing to do with the injuries.
21 errors they have on the season. Only 5 teams have more errors than that. There's not a good defensive team. Colt Keith, he's never really been a great infielder in general, and now he's further away from first base than where he was a couple of years ago. The outfield without Parker Meadows and Javi Baez is kind of so-so. Like, it's actually pretty bad outside of Riley Green, I would say. Wenzel's fine out there, but I'm always worried about a collision.
No one is great.
No one's great. Jahmai Jones and Kerry Carpenter are bad. Yes. They're just straight up bad out there. No Javi, so you got like Zach McKinstry, who's made errors this week. He's not good. He's fine, but I think what I told you about Zach McKinstry a couple weeks ago remains true. No matter where he is, there's a better option to play that spot. It's nice that he can play everywhere, but there's typically a better option. Glaber's a good second baseman, but he's hurt right now. Torkelson's an okay first baseman sometimes, but sometimes he makes some brain-dead plays. They've got a really nice catcher behind the dish, and that's about it for right now. McGonigal's been good at shortstop. I don't think he's been great.
He's been better at shortstop than Colt Keith has been at third, which...
That's a pretty low bar.
I didn't really expect that, though. I think McGonigal's been fine.
He's been fine. The advanced numbers don't love him. He doesn't have a great range because he's not tall, but he makes the plays that he's supposed to make.
Whereas Keith at third has been a little bit like, oh, man. Yeah. But that's his spot. So I'll give you one positive Tigers thing. We're doing a lot of negative stuff, right?
Riley Green,
they showed a stat during the game yesterday that he has reached base in 36 of 38 games this year that he's played in, which is the most in baseball. The most in all of baseball he's reached base in this season with 36 games. And one of the two that he didn't reach, he came in as a pinch hit and had one at-bat and didn't get on.
Riley Green also became the eighth player in franchise history to have 200 extra base hits before turning 26 years old, joining Ty Cobb, Hank Greenberg, Al Kaline, Willie Horton, Aurelio Rodriguez, Travis Fryman, and Nick Castellanos. Pretty good company.
A lot of legends on that list, yeah.
I think Riley, if we are looking for positives, Riley's having the best season of his career, without a doubt. He's hitting .299 right now. This is the most impressive part. He's hitting .333 versus lefties. Where did that come from? This is a guy who's unplayable versus lefties last year. It felt like an automatic out when there was a lefty on the mound when he was up. And he's OPSing a career-high .854 right now with 4 home runs. He's cut his strike percentage by 3%. Has 22 walks through 38 games. He had 46 in total last season.
He's almost at halfway to as many walks he had last year.
This is remember beginning of the season when I said there's one more step for Riley Green to take? He's taken that step.
Yeah.
If this is who he is, and this is who he can be all year, this is one of the best players in the AL. One of the most consistent, at least. One of the most valuable.
One of the best in the AL, I think, is probably a stretch.
I mean, he's going to have to hit some more home runs for that to be the case, but this is an awesome player.
It's it's a very, very good player, 100%.
It's the most well-rounded he's played. If he can still hit 30 home runs, putting up these sort of numbers, my God.
Then we're talking something different, for sure.
So has the ship sailed for you for hitting 30 home runs? Because that's kind of what it sounds like. It's
I don't think
he
it
do
is.
all this stuff.
You're just saying right now with his numbers, he's one of the best players in the AL, and I would say I would be hesitant on that. I think his numbers are great right now, but I don't think he's one of the best players in the league.
I think it's the most well-rounded season he's had of his career, and he's also been to 2 straight All-Star games.
Yeah.
This is the final version of him in my mind.
I'm with you.
Or maybe this is the 4.5 version of him, and there's a 5.0 version where instead of 4 home runs, he has 6 right now.
Same as Torkelson.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it is, right? We wanted him to walk more. He's doing that. We wanted him to strike out less. He's doing that. We wanted him to hit against lefties. He's doing that. We wanted him to have more consistent at-bats and hit for a better average. He's doing that. The only thing that's missing right now is, you're not on pace to hit 36 home runs again. That's fine. I love everything Riley Green's been giving the Tigers. I also saw he's the only player in Major League Baseball to have 2 separate 16-game on-base streaks this year. That's pretty good, too. He just gets on.
Yeah, I mean, even the games that he's
player.
not getting hits, he's getting walks, which is something that did not happen. I mean, he went through a large stretch of the season last year where he felt like home run or strikeout every single time.
And it's weird that that's the case. Torkelson's got his 6 home runs. Carey's got 6 home runs. Dingler's got 6 home runs. McGonigal's been everything we could have asked for and more, yet they're 2 games below 500. It's weird, isn't it? It's hard to measure this season.
The injuries, man.
Yeah.
And it sucks to make an excuse because it's not like they were great before all these. Because I think the injuries have really piled up in the last week. Obviously, Mize, Torres, Skubal all going down in the last week is, of course, the reason why we're all scared. It's not like they were great before that either. They were just like a game or 2 above 500, hovering around it for a while. And now that they've had those injuries go down, they're below 500.
Jackie says they do not have a third baseman. Colt Keith cost them the game at third base yesterday. They can't get the ball on the hop over to first. They wait for the second hop, and then it's too late. Yeah, also, McGonigal could totally be playing third right now if everybody was healthy. That's one way to look at this, too. Shouldn't be Colt Keith every day as much as we would like it, but I don't think he's good enough defensively to be out there every single day.
Yeah, in ideal world, he's DH most of the time, especially in the games where they have Javi at short, McGonigal at third. But I do want McGonigal playing shortstop. I mean, he's the future shortstop of the team.
I think this text pretty much sums it up. Says, as of right now, this team's not good enough to make the playoffs, but in this division, this minor league division, they are contenders. That's the best thing that the Tigers have going for them. They play in a division that's the worst in American League sports, in just American sports, in which all the owners have collectively agreed. Let's just be super average. And one of us will win by being average every year.
Yeah,
and we can save
and they're
money.
all pointing at the Tigers right now and laughing, saying, oh, look, this is what you do when you spend money in this division. You're still just like the rest of us.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mid. 11 o'clock hour brought to you by Yater Insurance. Life happens fast. And at Yater Insurance, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yater is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That's Yater Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I think I need a new computer, Kyle. This one just doesn't hold. I'm sitting at 3%, so these lights could go out at any moment.
Computer,
over here.
get Ben a new computer.
Yeah, computer, hold your battery a little bit longer. We talked about whether or not the Tigers are playoff contenders. How about the Lions? I think they're in prime position to bounce back. Like, prime position to bounce back. And for those who missed it earlier, yeah, we were talking about how Matt Campbell reportedly got offered the Lions coaching job. And then they later, like when he declined that, they went on to play to hire Dan Campbell. And, you know, there's some conflicting reports about what actually happened there. But nonetheless, I think the Lions are one of the best situations that a coach could be in right now, because it got me thinking, like, okay, Matt Campbell probably regrets this, knowing what Brad Holmes has been able to build. And you look at what Dan Campbell's getting into this year, it's like, yeah, this is a Super Bowl contending team once again. I feel comfortable saying that. They fixed the offensive line. Kirby Joseph, cross your fingers, is back. That is a game-changing player. And I think the thing that's most favoring them is the fact that they play a fourth-place schedule and don't really have to face a ton of the top best quarterbacks in the NFL. Yeah, Josh Allen's in there. But other than that, it's guys like Malik Willis. It's guys like Gardner Minshew or Jacoby Brissett or whoever's starting for Arizona. They play some of the worst teams in the league this year because of their fourth-place schedule. And I think that alone puts them in prime position to bounce back this season after going back-to-back first-place schedules the last 2 years prior to this one.
And the good news is I think you could make the argument that the conversation could have stopped after you said they fixed the offensive line.
Yeah.
It could have ended there. You could have told me they have the hardest schedule in football. And, okay, but they fixed the offensive line? Okay, because that was the number one reason they were bad last year.
And injuries, yet again.
I would still pick the O-line being bad.
Sure.
Because it affects the entire offense, and what is their strength? It's offense, you know?
And it also affects the defense, because now all of a sudden you're playing from behind and you're playing, you can't be as aggressive, I don't think.
100%. And the Lions' mentality and their identity is being aggressive. And so it affected everything. And so that's what I would say. I'm with you in the fact that they are back to being Super Bowl champs. Yes, they play in one of the tougher divisions in football. Them being favored in that division, I think, says a lot.
Pretty big favorites, too.
We can make all the predictions we want, and we can have everyone else give their take, but, like, the people that are right the most is Vegas. And the fact that they have the Lions as the favorites in this loaded division over Green Bay, which that surprised me the most, and, of course, Chicago, who won the division last year, yeah, they didn't do anything in the offseason, so that's probably why they're not expected to be back, maybe due for a little bit of regression. That says a lot about how they feel about Detroit going into this season.
There's only two teams that are favored with minus odds to win their division, and that would be the Bills.
Baltimore, probably.
The Bills and Baltimore are the only teams with minus odds. The Texans are plus 135 as the next shortest. Phillies plus 140 is the next shortest. Actually, I lied. The Rams are in there too at plus 130. And then the Lions at plus 145. So it's more on the open side of things in terms of who they think is going to win this division. Nonetheless, though, the Lions are favored to win it. And in terms of just making the playoffs, the Lions have the third best odds in the entire NFC at minus 215, only behind Seattle and the Rams, who are the two favorites to win the entire conference.
Well, I think another big reason that is we know the trend of the NFL. You know, you got to have the 4 new playoff teams every year or whatever it is. Like, it just always happens. And so you look at the teams that missed the playoffs last year. The hardest part is finding the teams that aren't going to make it, taking the teams out. The easy part is looking at the teams that didn't make it and being like, okay, who's going to get in this year? Because there's so many always every year, like, oh, this team's for sure due to make it. Oh, bad year last year. Every year a team has their off season. Hopefully, last year was the Lions' off year. Their San Francisco 49ers throw it away type of year. And even if they do deal with injuries, it's enough for them to get back into the playoffs. And they have to be the number one team that missed the playoffs last year that everybody's circling. Over the Chiefs, I would say.
The Lions this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because the Chiefs obviously would be your answer, but how long is Mahomes going to be out? We don't know. That
Yeah,
of
until
course
we have
plays
that
it.
answer, I think the Lions are the correct pick of, hey, who's the team that didn't make the playoffs that's supposed to be in it this year? It's the Lions. I don't know who else you'd even make an argument for right now until you know where Kansas City lies.
Baltimore, I guess, right? Baltimore missed the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they did.
And maybe they're number one, actually, now that I'm really thinking about it. That division should be pretty bad.
Yeah, because they had the season from hell.
And
But so did the Lions. The Lions, in a lot of ways, had the season
true,
from hell.
they both did. So, I mean, it's between those two, I would say.
Who would you say in the NFC is the most likely team to not make the playoffs that made it last year? I'll nominate San Fran.
Really?
Yeah.
San Francisco.
You don't get to miss your first-round pick that many years in a row and it still work out for you. They somehow strung it together last year, even with all of their injuries. I think it just rolls around back on them.
Hear me
this
out?
year.
I think this Mike Vrabel stuff bleeds into the season, man. I really do.
I do too. I was mostly thinking NFC, but go ahead because I think you're right.
You just said NFC. My bad.
I probably said NFL, but that's what I was thinking.
Now, obviously, you would probably lean Houston or Jacksonville, but like, I don't know. I just don't. The Patriots were already due for regression in general. Now you add in all of this, and the Stephon Diggs stuff that happened this offseason, and just Robert Kraft in general always got some weird stuff going on.
I wouldn't be surprised if the
man.
Patriots missed.
Sometimes it's just too there's always too much going on off the field at a certain team, at a certain place, that is hard to ignore. And that one feels like the one for me. But in the NFC,
I think it's Green Bay. No Micah
I
Parsons.
thought you said
for
it
the
was
first
San
half of the year.
Francisco. You got everybody going here. I mean,
Two teams.
There's an obvious one, right? Carolina. Carolina
Yeah,
feels
but you
like
can just,
the most obvious one.
Right in, like, somebody has to win the division, so
And
yeah, you're right.
I mean, didn't you say Carolina was the fourth place favorites to win their division?
Yeah.
And they won it last year, and it's not like they lost their best player or anything.
They didn't lose it. They got better.
Yeah, that's the funniest part. I don't understand that one. So I would say Carolina is the answer for me, but I don't mind. I mean, one of Chicago or Green Bay probably misses if the Lions make it, right? Unless we get three teams.
Yeah, I would say one of those teams, I would say Green Bay.
I would rather pick Chicago.
Because you're afraid of them or because you want to be right?
No, like I would rather pick them to miss the playoffs over Green Bay.
I think Green Bay not having their best player.
How long is Mike out for? That's another one that we just don't know.
Yeah, until we get a little
Is he
going to
be out for any time even?
I mean, he tore his ACL.
But
I'd be shocked if
it
he
wasn't
was
like at
playing.
the end of the season. I guess it was towards the end.
It's in the second half.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I'm kind of forgetting about that.
I mean, they're just straight up missing their best player.
Time to rage bait Noah. The Seahawks probably. Just
their
kidding.
defense is going to be good enough where I think they're still good.
Yeah, they obviously will.
I do think they take a step back offensively. No Kenneth Walker and they lose their offensive coordinator. Come on. We've seen this time and time again.
Yeah. Trying to talk myself into Philly, but because I do think the division's going to be really weird this year, the NFC East. I think it's going to be super weird. But I mean, last year, like it's been Philly pretty consistently the last couple of years, despite it always having a different winner for the longest time ever. Next year is like, the Cowboys should be good next year, like better. Washington absolutely will be better, and the Giants are everybody's favorite team ever to go on a big spurt this year. So I have no idea what's going to happen in that division. I would probably go Carolina, Chicago. Yeah, those would be my two teams.
I would go Green Bay and San Fran as my two teams that I think would not make the playoffs that made it last year. In Carolina, but then again, like somebody just has to win the division. So in terms of the Lions, I don't, whatever.
And NFC teams to make the playoffs that didn't.
Lions.
Probably Tampa Bay would be your favorite to just because they didn't miss it, and they probably are the favorite to win the division. Lions, Tampa Bay, and then after that, it's like, ugh.
Maybe the Saints.
Whichever NFC East team you like.
Right? Yeah, Cowboys.
Like the fact that they didn't get a single wild card team they'll probably get a wild card team this year.
The funny thing is I like everybody in the South. Like all four teams seem to be trending in the right direction.
I surely wouldn't say I like all of them, but they all have a chance to win the division.
Well,
which
think about
is
it.
fun.
Like theoretically, Atlanta should. All of them are talking themselves into being able to win the division
it's
the same way that the
open.
North is.
It's so wide open. Except it's the North, just way worse. That's all it is.
Yeah,
all four teams have a shot.
Atlanta's like, hey, if Tua can just like be like 2023 version of himself, guess what? We'll win the division, which is probably true. New Orleans ended the season 4-1. They probably feel like they can win the division if Tyler Shook continues to develop. Carolina, they made the playoffs last year and improved their roster. Why can't they win the division? Tampa, I don't know. Tampa was kind of holding it together last year with duct tape and glue.
Most teams, though, go into the season feeling like they have a chance. There's only one NFC team that I feel like is already just punting the season.
Arizona?
Unless you have faith that the highest paid running back in NFL history is going to show that he is.
Yeah.
Right?
Arizona's
the only team that's like, yeah, we're going to suck this year. It's whatever. We'll get the top pick. We'll get our QB for the future. Every other team could convince themselves of having a good year.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Whereas in the AFC, I think there's a lot of teams that are like, we're going to suck bad this year.
Miami, New York, Cleveland.
Miami, New York, Cleveland, and then Vegas is like...
I think they want to be good.
I think they want to be good. Can they in that division? I don't know.
Depends how long Mahomes is out.
I think they want to be good, and then 5 games into the year when they're 1-4, they're like, yeah, let's just pack this thing up.
Would the NFL make Vegas play Kansas City if let's say Mahomes is going to miss 4 games? Do you think they would schedule Vegas to be one of those games where it's like, yeah, let's prop up Mendoza. He can beat the Chiefs.
Say that for a Christmas game, you're saying?
No. I'm saying first 4 weeks of the season. Mahomes is going to be out. And it's like, we want to help out Mahomes, but we kind of want Mendoza to go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs.
Not at all.
You think it's just
they want
teams?
Mendoza Mahomes.
Yeah,
which I guess
right.
the 4 worst teams, the Raiders matchup is one of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so maybe it is. But the Mendoza Mahomes thing, I think they would want.
I can't wait for the
pick,
schedule to drop,
Mahomes.
And it's just like, the 4 worst teams.
Yeah. They're facing
play?
the Jets, Raiders, Cardinals, and whatever the first 4 weeks of the year. Oh, okay.
It's 100% going to happen, too.
So is, man. And then Justin Fields is going to do what he does every year. He's going to go 2-1 in his 3 starts, and everyone's going to be like, who's Fields' team next year?
Yeah.
Is he a starter next year?
And he's going to have 190 yards in all of the games.
He's gonna have one good game out of it. And they're going to be like, wait a second, Justin Fields. Remember when he beat the Jets, I think, in week 1 last year? Or I think the Jets beat the Steelers? I don't remember. He's played for all them damn teams.
989-837-6125. We'll do news and 2 traditions to close every show when we return. 11 o'clock hour brought to you by Yater Insurance. Yingling, nothing pairs better with game day than an ice-cold Yingling. Whether you're locked in for kickoff, tip-off, final inning, it's got that crisp, smooth taste that just hits perfectly. Kind of like your team when they're firing on all cylinders, like when Duncan's hitting all his threes, Tobias Harris is stretching the floor, Cade's doing his work in the mid-range. That's what a Yingling tastes like. It's one of those game day staples. You've got the crew, TV's up loud, something cold is in your hand, and you're all set. Another round of Yingling, and now it really feels like a game day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix. By Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, it's 11:30, which means it's time to hit the news.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
Okay. Round 2.
Let's do it.
Let's get it. Let's also take a look at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. You want to get up early tomorrow, Ben?
Nope.
Well, if anyone else wants to get up early tomorrow, Wake Up Midland from the Midland Business Association or Alliance is tomorrow morning. And guess where it is? It's
Dow
right here.
Diamond.
It's right here at Dow Diamond. So for the first Friday of the month in May, you want to come to Wake Up Midland, you can do that tomorrow here at Dow Diamond. Okay, basketball tonight, Pistons versus Cavs. You already gave your final prediction, right, at 7? It's on Amazon Prime.
I guess I haven't given my final prediction. I'm
Do it now?
going to guess the Pistons 115 to the Cavs 99.
Oh, so they're going to blow them out.
I wouldn't say that's a blowout.
16-point win in the playoffs when you're 3-point favorites?
A blowout to me means the fourth, like, it's never competitive, and I don't think that's the case. I just think they pull away late. I think it'll be a competitive game for the most part. I just think the Pistons will pull away at the end.
Okay. I think they win by 5.
What's the final score?
They win by 5.
Okay.
No, I'll go 1-0. I'm going to say they score a little bit less tonight. 106 to 101.
All right.
The Cavs scored 101 last time. I'm not doing it twice. All right, I got to rock with it, though.
Okay.
Next game is Lakers Thunder tonight at 9:30. They're both on Prime Video. Who do we get tonight? Did we get Kevin Harlan, though, on Prime? That'd be nice.
I hope so.
Now,
I
they
love
probably
Harlan.
put Harlan on Lakers Thunder, right? I mean, we only got Harlan one time in round 1.
I'm not sure. Maybe they... I mean, there's some real juice in this series, I think. Maybe they put him on the early game. There's a chance.
There's probably a way
What
for me
time
to
is the
find
late
out,
game?
but 9:30. Pretty late. Yeah,
Could be
pretty,
worse.
Pretty late. Could be at 10:30, but I probably also won't stay up to watch the rest of this. Likely because it's going to be a blowout because the Thunder are 15.5-point favorites against the Lakers. Okay, we have an update on this 76-team NCAA tournament coming next year because it is coming next year. Pete Thamel reports yesterday that they are in the final stages of finalizing this tournament to officially move to a 76-team bracket. The details as far as how it's going to go down haven't been finalized yet. I think that's the part that they're still working on. But it sounds like the first 4 games are just going to be expanded, essentially. Like, it will still get crumpled down to a 64-team tournament.
Right.
There's just the first 4 is going to turn into the first 12 or whatever. So that's what it's going to be.
So, for the most part, the tournament's not changing. It's just...
The play-in is getting bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, this is appeasing the Big Ten and SEC middle-of-the-pack teams that don't deserve to be in the tournament. And it's just giving them a chance to get into the tournament. Of the Auburns of the world for last year, where Bruce Pearl's all upset that his son didn't make the tournament, now they can be happy about it because they get their chance to play in.
You know, the part that upset me the most about that last year with Bruce Pearl was the fact that he, of course, said all that stuff. Miami, Ohio shouldn't get in. Auburn should get in. And then the second everybody got mad at him for it, he did a full 180 and was like, I love Miami, Ohio. They should get in the tournament. They're the best team ever. No, dude, stand on your business, man. Like, you believe that, then believe that way. Like, at least be confident in your opinion. It's clearly biased, but, like, be confident in it. And he wasn't. And that I didn't like that at all. Okay, we were talking about who's going to be the quarterback of the Jets earlier, so I thought this would be a good time to bring this up. Russell Wilson. He's weighing two options right now.
Banana ball, is that one of them?
Option A is a offer from the Jets, which he reportedly has, or going to network television.
Can I elect neither?
Which one does he do?
He probably goes to television, right?
Can I elect neither, he says.
And he'll probably be super corny and cringy on television, yet it'll make whatever channel he's on go viral all the time with how ridiculous he's being. Where would he fit
I have
the
a hot
best
take.
with?
I don't think he would be that good on TV. I think a lot of people think he would. I don't see it.
I can see people making fun of him on TV and him being difficult to work with.
His personality has always just felt like fake. Like we've never gotten the real Russell Wilson. Every time he talks in front of a camera, it's like
Mr.
it's not the real. It's not the real guy. No way
Broncos
that's a real
country?
guy.
That's right.
And
Broncos
he's married to Sierra, so clearly he has to have some sort of good personality and be charismatic. So like, let's get that version of him. I just don't think he'd be that good on TV.
I think they'd have to put him on ESPN. That's the only way I think it works. You wouldn't fit with the old guys on Fox.
Yeah, but ESPN, I mean, so what, he's joining, like, Orlovsky in the pregame crew? Like,
Yeah, that's what it'd be. Greeny.
they already got their QB guy.
Who?
Orlovsky.
Yeah, Wilson's not coming in to do it now. Or Orlovsky's not even like a QB guy anymore. He's just like a
He
like
is
a
just
film
a guy.
junkie.
Yeah. I don't mind Orlovsky. Like, I like him. He says a lot of stupid stuff, but, like, I think he's a good personality.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's one of the better that ESPN employs, that's for sure.
He's not a moron.
Yeah. Even though he ran out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
That's always the part I will go back to. Okay, no Tigers game today. They start a 3-game series with the Royals tomorrow. It is Kiter Montero on the mound, and then in Saturday and Sunday games, well, we don't know. Both blanks right now, but they are back on the road against the Royals, and then they hit the road again against the Mets. So 2 road series right now against 2 of the teams that have not been so good in baseball this year. But the Tigers really haven't been so good either, so it'll be interesting to see how those go down. We got some NBA stuff to get to. Jaylen Brown has been really in the news over the last couple of days on Twitch. He's a Twitch streamer, and that never goes well. I mean, just the phrase Twitch streamer with athletes, that's where the sentence should probably end, right? Well, he went on stream the other day and said this was the best season he had. It was his favorite season ever. Yeah, the season where they blew a 3-1 lead and his co-star, Jason Tatum, was out for the majority of the season. Not the season that they won the title and he was the finals MVP. That wasn't his favorite season. Already a wild enough thing to say. Well, he has doubled down. He went back on stream and said, yeah, I get to see the growth of all my teammates. And it was the most growth season that any of us have had. And that's why it was my favorite. But if it was up to me, I'd like to be with the Celtics long term. Do you think Jaylen Brown gets traded this offseason?
I mean, I didn't. And then he went on, the Twitch thing and said all this. I ultimately think the answer is no. I think the last time that him and Tatum were healthy with Derek White, they went
really
to the
good.
finals. And
yeah.
Even if, they can run it back with those 2 next year, and they have the best duo in the East just walking into the season. So I ultimately think the answer is no, but I don't know. He's sending some cryptic messaging right now, so maybe he does end up getting traded.
I also don't think it's going to happen, but there's never been a better time than now. If you're Boston, you kind of have to trade him.
I don't think you do.
Really?
I mean, you walk into next year with the best duo in the East.
How do you go, but he is making everything awkward. He is making it awkward.
As long as it's not awkward on the court, it doesn't have to be. I mean, we're making it awkward.
Are we? He's the one saying all this stuff. He's making it awkward.
Maybe he wants to be out. I think if he doesn't get traded, he's a Celtic for life. Once they're on the court, everything's fine.
Sure.
Stylistically, maybe you can argue that it doesn't fit, but I still think you walk into next year as with the best duo in the entire East. I would just keep that together.
Well, another guy that might get traded, Giannis, co-owner of the Bucks, Jimmy Haslam, says Giannis's future, he wants it settled before the NBA draft. He wants to know if they're going to keep or trade Giannis pre-draft.
Same, dude. Don't we all? Haven't we all wanted to know this for like a year? This has been the most boring saga ever because it's just a bunch of, like, two people that want to break up with each other, but no one wants to be the one to do it. It's ridiculous. It's so dumb.
And all of their friends, like the girls' friends and the guys' friends, are like, you guys obviously should break up. This is bad for the both of you. It'd be better off for you to split up. It makes the most sense for both of you to do it. And yet they're like, yeah, but, like, I still kind of like him. That's what that is. So, we'll see. Hey, do you see Johnny Manziel's going to fight in a boxing fight? Yeah, that's how we're closing the news. Johnny Manziel is boxing a fight set for UFC Apex against Bob Menery, who is a former personality with the Nelk Boys. Yeah.
I remember Bob Menery.
Well, he was the guy that does like the fake broadcaster but swears in the videos thing.
Me and my buddies found him when he had 2,000 followers on Instagram.
Really?
I remember being in like a freshman in high school, and we would sit around before class started and be dying laughing at this guy's videos that he used to make.
Yeah, his career kind of fell off the rails as soon as he went and hung out with the Nelk Boys.
And he was the voice of B-Dubs for a while.
That's right. He was the voice of B-Dubs.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, well, he's going to fight Johnny Manziel in a boxing fight. So that feels like a good way to end the news.
All right, we've got 3 traditions to close out every show. That's how we're going to end that. That's when we come back here on The Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, we have 3 traditions to close out every show. The first of which, we're trying to make a little bit of money in the month of May. I call it the lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
We did not hit yesterday. It was our first L of May so far, but off to a good start.
No.
Oh, that's right.
It wasn't an L. So here's what happened, folks. Let's lay it out for you.
Okay.
Ben's lock of the day yesterday. Joel Embiid, 27 points. Joel Embiid gets ruled out like 2 hours later for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So Ben comes up with a new lock of the day on Twitter. And it was what?
The Timberwolves to cover 10.5.
Yeah, they lost by 40 points. But I commented on Ben's Twitter, and I said, not allowed. Not allowed to switch the lock of the day. It just gets canceled. And I was going to actually switch it for him. I was mainly joking when I said not allowed, but I did say not allowed. And so I have to abide by that. So it's a nothing yesterday for Ben. It's still the same thing. He's on a 3-game win streak. It's not even a push because it's not like this tied. This is just...
It's nullified.
This is just nothing. It's just canceled. So he's still 1.9 units up in May. You're still 1.54 units up in this week. Go for it.
Okay. I'm going to the Pistons game tonight. I'm not going, but that's where I'm.
I was like, really? I didn't know that.
No, I'm going with Danis Jenkins to score 10 points at minus 111. The Pistons are 20.
The dude from St. John's?
The dude from St. John's. The Pistons are 22-3 when he scores 12. He's gotten 29 minutes per game the last 2 playoff games, Game 1 and Game 7. If he's going to get 29 minutes tonight, he's going to score 10. He's just going to. Anytime he gets 29 minutes per game, I feel like he's going to be able to score. I felt like he kind of shook the stank off of him a little bit in Game 1 and just was really aggressive, hunting his shots. Cleveland's just playing drop coverage on him off every single pick and roll, so he can just walk into his mid-range jump shot that he hits so easily. Still not really scoring the ball from 3, but man, if they can just hit one of those, I feel pretty good about this.
I tailed yesterday, so I feel like I'm forced to tail again today, you know? And I like this one. Danis Jenkins, right?
10 points, that's all we need.
John's loving it.
Is he saying something?
Yeah, he said tail this lock.
This might be the first time John's ever tailed ever.
Yeah, usually he fades, and that would work out for you most of the time.
Hey, not in May. Not in May.
Good point.
That's our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Okay, next tradition, game of the day.
Game of the day.
Yeah, I feel like it just has to be the Pistons and the Cavs. The other game's a 15-point spread. I'm just going to stick with this. Pistons-Cavs is the best game we have on television today.
Easy enough.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
So who's the other one in there? Cade Cunningham and...
Evan Mobley, who refuses to go anywhere near the basket on offense. Must-see TV.
Cade Cunningham and Asar Thompson, a.k.a. Dennis Rodman, a.k.a. Ben Wallace. Must-see TV.
I'm with it. I'm here for that. Last thing we got to do is predict what Colin Cowherd opens with. Score. Whose turn is it to go first? Update the people.
You know, every time we have, like, to send it to John early and we don't get to guess Colin's open, you are just the guy that gets screwed over by this. Because it would have been your turn to go first yesterday. Now it's my turn to go first. Back-to-back days, technically. 56-53. I've gotten a point 3 days in a row, 3 shows in a row. At least I've gotten a point after you had came all the way back and tied it up. So I'm on a bit of a hot streak right now, 56-53. Is it Knicks? Is it Spurs? Is it Knicks? Is it Spurs? Or is it Aaron Rodgers, who we just got a little bit of an update for? No. I will go with the New York Knicks. But they didn't even play that good last night. No, screw it. I will switch it up. I'll go with the Spurs. Spurs lead. Wemby lead. Spurs lead. Yep.
It
could
fair.
be Aaron Rodgers. I'm like talking because like what's even the take from last night? Oh, the Spurs even up the series and the Knicks barely beat a Sixers team without Embiid.
I'll go with Aaron Rodgers. Why not? I'll go with Rodgers.
He is going with Rodgers. It's going to be Knicks, isn't it?
It's going to be Knicks. Yeah, 100%. All right, that's going to do it for us today. We appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you have not already. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok, YouTube as well.
Loon's doubleheader today, by the way.
Loon's doubleheader starting
John?
at 4.
4:15
on the radio or on the website as well.
Correct.
Not on YouTube, though. But we would appreciate it if you like and subscribed on that end. If you hit the notification button, you can get reminded every single day when we go live at 9 a.m. covering all things Detroit sports here on the show. Hopefully we're recapping a Pistons win tomorrow, and they're up 2-0. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice way to kick off a Friday. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See you then.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.